trust. Nigeria call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom.
All right. Thank you for joining me, viewers, and welcome to the weekly news update. I will be taking you and the viewers through the weekly events, the ones that stand out at at any rate. It's not all of them I will be able to cover, obviously. Quite a few things has happened in the last week. Ranging from the rep that attacked his driver to the fact that there was a blackout in practically half of the country, and the NSA actually saying that terrorists are now targeting our power lines. And there is also the issue of the US elections. The whole thing is turning crazy. Some of the things that happen these days, it's just unbelievable, really. Trump is saying all kinds of crazy things, from being a McDonald's cashier to being a garbage collector. The whole thing is becoming bizarre. You know how they say bizarre? Americans, everything is bizarre, weird. Bizarre, weird is a new term that is. I think the weird is a term, the word of the election season, isn't it? They kept using it. And Kamala Harris, from observing the polls, I worry for her. I really worry for her. Because if there is no election rigging in America, hey God, the direction the poll is traveling is saying that she is in trouble. There is also this matter of the UK. I didn't include that in the headlines. There is a Nigerian lady that might actually become the Conservative Party leader in the UK. That is a big thing. It's not every time you hear that Nigerians become leadership, like senior politicians in many nations, especially in the UK or the US. That could be a seismic event if that happens, for Kemi Badenoch to become the Conservative Party head. And that Conservative Party was just the party that left office, remember? So it's not like a fringe party. We're talking about an establishment party here that she might be the leader of, but there is a chance that she might lose too, because obviously she's running against somebody. That person is not entirely useless. That's why the person got to the round that he's in now. So yes, and as you can see on the screen, this is about the news about the children, the minors that were involved in the protest that got a hold of. I think these ones they may be the ones that carried those Russian flags. Whatever. I don't think all of them carried. I don't think I saw that many Russian flags as the number of children that we can see there. They are arraigning them in court. I don't know whether this is I have to confirm. I guess we are going to play it because I'm not sure this is Nobody has ever mentioned that it was a court for children. They are trying them like they are adults, which is crazy. That is quite irresponsible to be trying children in Nigeria as adults. You can barely even try adults as adults in Nigeria, given how the situation Nigerians are going through. You can barely try adults as adults, not to mention children. Although, on the other hand, in America, they do go crazy sometimes. They do try children as adults. You remember the young man that was involved in, killing other people in America recently. I think the young man even gunned down a teacher now, and I think he was being tried. He was being tried as an adult, even if he was a minor. They do that a lot to a lot of black children in America. So sometimes you get this freaky situation where government just decide to throw the books at even young people. I don't understand the logic of that, because it means that they bend the law when it suits them. I don't know, this kind of democracy we are in, sometimes whenever things are not accommodating, they start changing the rules and start doing things that are just strange. America, you see that happen quite often. They break rules that are not normal. America is practically a rogue nation now, the way they are behaving with the UN and Israel. So democracies are not always as clean as people like to think. And this election cycle, we are going to cover some of the possible similarities between the US election and those of that we see in Nigeria, because a lot of shenanigans is being said to be happening. You never know. Before you know it, they start calling ballot box running around the New York streets. That'll be fun to see. But we'll cover that. So now we'll start with these young children that are being tried. Let's hear how Adiola covered it.
And 18 were charged with 10 counts of terrorism in an attempt to overthrow the government. Wow. They are saying that these children want to overthrow Tinubu's government. How?
This is crazy though. Seeing the young children, seeing them like that is crazy. Seeing them like that is crazy, that Nigeria is even putting up with it. You can't do this. Which judge is listening to this case? It's ridiculous. They are just using it to set example. They are using it to say, oh, if we can try this children, imagine what we are going to do to grown-ups. Maybe that's what they are trying to do. I don't know what they think they are doing. I don't. Doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good, and it's not even the right thing to do. It's clearly, even in ancient times, you're not going to hold children like this because of they want to overthrow the government with this. This is ridiculous. I don't know, man. I don't know who judge is hearing this case. The judge should be like, you need to send these children to their mom and their fathers. If anything, bring the parents here. Why would you try minors? I don't know. Some things just happen in countries, and you begin to wonder what anybody is thinking anymore. How does this make us look? On so many levels, this is so wrong. It's so wrong on so many levels. It makes us look bad. It's wrong. It's wrong in the sense that it's not even right that you are trying minors, because they cannot take over governments. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's scientifically inaccurate. It's factually inaccurate. Everything is wrong about it. It's miscarriage of justice. It's just not right. This doesn't even qualify to the level that we see in America, where you hear about a minor that goes about, carrying out mass shooting. That one, you can argue that, okay, because a lot of people lost their life, that's a different thing. This one is for protest. You go and arrest young people like this. Some of them are 13, 9, how many years are those? These are minors. But this is what we are going to put up with now. But I think it's not going to go anywhere. If any of them goes to prison, God help us. That country is not going to be well. That is ridiculous. This is the kind of people you call their parents in and say, what is going on here? Where were you when your children was on the street? It's ridiculous stuff.
And do you know that they've kept these children in prison since August 3rd? And they clearly look malnourished and sick. 4 of them collapsed in court.
Man, this is sick. This is sick. You see, this is one of our gravest sin. I've always thought. We don't value human life. Not enough. Not as much as we should. Not as much as we should at all. Look at how we are treating our own people. Look at how we are treating our people like animals. Like they are animals. We don't value our own human lives.
Let me go and take the this time you take him to the clinic. They can't see here. Hospital should do their business. How can you have children?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't see the video.
Are there no paramedics in Abuja? I don't understand. Why didn't anybody call 911? Do you know that it's their lawyers that were buying them biscuits and bottled water?
They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have when they say when they leave money at their account. These people, we are just 90-something years. 90-something that this day. Like 3 days, that's what the previous day. My case is different than my child. What is freedom?
In fact, huge shout out to their lawyers. They've been on their case since August. It was because these lawyers did not give up that they finally agreed to arraign them in court today. Otherwise, they would just forget them in prison like that.
Why should small children, why should they spend 93 days in police custody when they should be in school? But the government has not been able to arrest the Abelo 6 months after. Is it not a parody of some sort that we have 2 separate countries? One country for the rich, one country for the poor. These children, they are already looking like they have kwashoko. They are malnourished. This is the reasons why our rating in the Human Rights Index is poor, is bad.
Now, the worst part is they said they granted them bail, that they should come back in January to continue. But guess how much the bail is? 10 million naira per child.
The trial judge, Justice.
You see what I mean by it's us? It's us that are doing this. It's a judge that sat on this case. It's somebody that held them in prison. It's somebody that ordered them. Like they are idiots, treating their human beings, their own people like animals. I don't understand how our people, but let me leave that. I don't understand. This type of stuff really drives me mad. This is exactly the thing that really drives me crazy, because we don't value our people at all. Look at children. You are dragging children to court. You should be even bringing their parents, not the children. And they, for the life of me, I didn't think Nigeria was still this primitive in the way they are approaching this. It's one thing not to even secure your people, but to be prosecuting children. This is madness. What is wrong with these people? I'm sure I'm even annoyed with the lawyers, all of them. They are all mad because we are the ones that created this mess. This is madness. Unbelievable.
Obiora Iguatu granted them bail of 10 million naira each and to sureties in like sum. He also held that the sureties are to submit their international passport with the court registrar alongside passport photographs. The sureties are also to swear to an affidavit of means.
10 million. No, like for real, is this a joke?
I think this matter, from what I am seeing here, it's a very, very grievous thing that has just happened. And it's a signal to what this government represents. This is, I didn't think it was this bad when I heard it, but seeing the video now, this is bad. And whoever the people responsible for this should answer for what they've done, including if the president is the one that authorized them to do this, he too should answer for it. What in what world do you target the children like this? I don't even think in the ancient time they do that. You target you go after the parents. These are minors. You lock them up in jail for how long? They come to court looking, oh my God. I didn't see this. I didn't see it. But now what else is more important than what I just saw? I don't know. Every other news just seems like it's rubbish right now. I don't know. Every other news just seems like it's rubbish. I can't take it. Enough of it. Okay, so I'll move on to the National Security Advisor talking about the power lines. Everyone probably has heard of at least some people have heard of the power outage in the north of Nigeria. And he seems to now be singing to the clouds that the bandits are targeting, terrorists are targeting our power lines. Shocker. Shocker. Are you shocked? Everything you have, you don't know you're supposed to protect it in this life. When I tell our people, they will just be arguing, they talk all kinds of nonsense. Everything is being stolen in that country. Everything cannot be protected because nobody cares about security. And you wonder why your country is poor. Shocker that terrorists are targeting power lines. Are you shocked? They've been taking bridges parts. They take lights in the runway. They've been stealing everything. Our crude oil, everything is being stolen left and right. The country is losing $50 billion. I don't even know how anybody argues against that. When they ask them to secure the country, they start arguing. This kind of stuff drives me crazy when people argue against it because the examples are everywhere. Man, sometimes I just lose perspective. Sometimes I just get crossed because I just keep seeing examples of our failure over and over again. And we allowed, look at him. He doesn't, I don't understand him too. He barely looks straight at people. He always looks down. Let's just listen to him a bit.
And sanity back to our country. I can see, well, the MC did a wonderful protocol, but I will mention one or two names. Otherwise, I will stand like always on the existing protocol. I've seen Mr. Audi, well done, my brother. Kachifu, well done. Maida, well done. And so many others. We make it sharp, sharp, sharp. We don't have a country. It's what provides sufficient everything, whether electricity, telecommunication services. We depend on those infrastructures. So to protect them and to make them work matters a lot, maybe more than any other thing. We've done fairly good work so far to get to where we are today. And I think today is the beginning of a lot.
What? You've done a good work so far to where you got today. Half of the country is in darkness. You see, when I say it's our people, some say, who are you talking about? Is the government? No, you will see the same Tinubu was the one fighting Abacha. When Abacha was in office, they ended up in office now. Look at what they are doing. Nigerians, they will be complaining. Then when they themselves end up in office, they go and do the same thing. Many of them do exactly the same thing. They don't ask themselves, why is it that it keeps repeating itself? Look at what he's saying. They've done so well. The country is in, half of the country is in blackout. I don't know why I don't know why Tinubu gave this man the job. Why I gave him the job not to do the job? I don't understand what that means. He gave another job to Cardoso. He reshuffled the government. He didn't remove any of these useless people. They are not doing their job. Is he not the one in charge of national security? He probably is somehow connected to those children being held. He could have said, oh, you can't have minors. Send them home. Ask their parents to come. Let's ask them why they are carrying Russian flags. That's what you do. But he's here talking about doing a great job so far.
A lot of things coming ahead of us in making sure that it works in our country. Distinguished heads of agencies and establishments, Director General, National Center for the Coordination of Small Arms. I don't know, Kokomo, are you here? Okay, maybe it's okay. Then National Cybersecurity Coordinating, National Coordinator Abakar Saad, National Counterterrorism Center General Laka, PGSO is not here as well, no? Okay, directors and other staff of NSO, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome and thank you. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to deliver these remarks today on the auspicious occasion of the workshop on critical national information infrastructure protection organized by the National Cybersecurity Coordination Center. There is no gainsaying saying that Nigeria is blessed with a proactive, industrious, and energetic population. As a result, over the past 20 years, we have witnessed a rapid adoption of information and communications technology across all segments of our society. Indeed, all our vital national imperatives, such as economic functions, financial transactions, commerce, and social interactions, are now taking place over the information and communications domain.
The way this man is reading it, he's reading it like he has not seen the he's reading it like he hasn't seen the document before. Did they write the document? This man doesn't look like he's in charge of his office. What kind of wahala is this one? But in the gist is that I can't bear to listen to him. And he's always looking at paper. This is our national security advisor. He's not there. He's now complaining that the terrorists are attacking power lines. What did you expect to happen? They've been stealing the ones that are stealing our crude oil. Have you caught any one of them for us so that we can try them? Because you are trying children. No. You are trying children. You know, I'm beginning to lose a little bit of perspective. I thought I was going to come in here and come and just read the news headline in a more measured way. But I think I'm beginning to be like a panelist now. What kind of situation is this? They pretend as if they don't know what is right to do for their own country. And to be fair to them, how am I supposed to blame them? Because when I sit here on this panel, I hear a lot of people say exactly what they are doing. Oh, we need technology. We don't need people. People are not going to do anything. When many of us sit in countries where you call police, they will show up 15 minutes later. There are consequences to this type of behavior. This is not innocent, just having a different opinion. There are consequences. People are dying in Nigeria. Lives are being lost. Do you know how many hospitals people probably lost their life because there's power outage in almost the entire north? It's a serious issue, and these people are not taking it seriously. Look at how he's reading. He cannot even look at this thing. He's reading the document as if he's never seen it before. My goodness. I don't know, man. I think I'll move on.
Other critical national imperatives such as power and energy, water supply, health and emergency services, telecommunications, transportation, government operations, national security and defense activities, amongst others, rely heavily on the functioning of information and communication system, networks, and infrastructure. These information and communication systems and networks constitute our critical national information infrastructure. They provide the backbone for our national life, existence, and survival as a country. Any failure or disruption to the operation of these critical assets can greatly impact our security, national public health and safety, as well as the social and economic well-being of Nigerians. Therefore, the protection of these assets is a major priority and vital national exigency for all of us. As our adoption of technology is increasing across the country, so is the increase in cyber threats and risks to our critical national
Oh God.
information.
You know what? I think I will spare all of you this. I'll just explain it simply. He is basically saying terrorists are deciding to attack our national assets, and they are going after our power lines. That they are the ones that disrupted it in the north this week. That's basically what he's saying. And the way he's reading it, I don't understand how they gave him the job. This man is supposed to have headed a lot of other institutions. How did he head it? I don't understand. Whom are these people serving Nigeria? He doesn't look competent to me. Oh. Maybe he's competent in some magical way outside, away from the camera. He doesn't look competent to me at all. He can barely read the document that he's reading. His own speech. I don't even think he practiced it at all. But I'll leave that one for now. What next is happening in Nigeria? I think there is this issue of the House of Rep member that decided that it was nice for him to go and start beating his driver up. Beating his driver up. I think a lot of people saw that now. In Nigeria, I've forgotten his name. I think he's got this funky name. I don't know. Yeah, this guy decided that it was a good idea to slap it. Nigerians, man, my God, this one is what this man did here is not very strange for most Nigerians. They will pretend as if they don't do it, but they do it. Do you know me? It's our Nigerian. That's one of the biggest, favorite phrase of Nigerians. Do you know me? I will do this to you. I will do this to you. I will do this to you. And this is what this man has gone and done. Let me get his name precisely so that I don't go and mess his name up. Okay, I think that is the driver's name here. The driver's name is Mr. Stephen Abu Watseya. Abu Watseya is his name. And the House of Rep member, Alexander Ikweche. Alexander Ikweche. So he is the one that is that decided that he was going to treat a delivery man terribly just because the delivery man didn't get out of his car to give him the item directly. The driver drove inside his compound, said he should come and get his item, which is not their protocol really. He's a cab driver. He's not supposed to get out of his car. It's not a delivery. It's not a dispatch. It's a specifically dispatch person. He's a cab driver. He's supposed to drop his passenger and drive on. So his instinct is not to come out of the car. His instinct is come and take your stuff and go. I've done beyond what I'm supposed to do even. So he tried to do that, and for no reason, this House of Assembly member just got angry. I don't know why people just get angry because people didn't do what they like. I don't know. And I've said, we were having this conversation some time ago where I was saying that, is it because Nigerians like to call people sir too much? They like to respect elders too much? Is that why it gets into the head of some other Nigerians to treat others badly? They get used to being called oga. So they start feeling like they are actually powerful people. They start treating people badly. I don't know. But this thing seems to be quite prevalent in the Nigerian space. You don't see this in Western countries and many countries. You don't see this. Do you know who I am? You rarely get that. They do it, but man, Nigeria is an epidemic. Even was it not Rufai Husseini of Arise TV that was also found to be doing that with a police officer or something? We do this too much. I don't know why we don't want to follow rules. Just because it doesn't suit us, yes, it's painful, but take it and do what you need to do. Sometimes, I don't know, we just think that we are just, man, in short, Nigerians, you guys will talk about it. I don't know. That mentality, I don't understand it at all. Let me see. So that is him. I think they said they are going to arraign him. I don't think they're going to do anything to him. He was apologizing in the House of Representatives. Oh, God, Nigeria. I think the person that is chairing the session, maybe it was probably the House of Representative head, was saying, you saw how he apologized. He really truly means it. He doesn't mean it. It's like these people, what happens to them when they get into the House of Assembly? Do they form like an Ogboni court where everybody just speaks the same language against the people? I don't know what happens to them when they get there, because there are many of them that are from Labour Party. There are many of them that are from different parties. And they go there, they start doing the same thing. They all start taking the same, start taking SUVs, start taking paychecks. They just start doing exactly the same thing as everyone else. There is barely any opposition in Nigeria. But that said, though, there was this bill that was coming through about Sharia law that was kicked back in the House of Assembly. So that one happened sometime early this week. And from what I gather, the law has been dropped, and may it never return again. And it never had a chance. I must say, if not now was here, and he really, it kind of lifted my concerns about it. Because for that law to pass, I think 2/3 of Nigerian states have to approve it. I don't see that happening in the next 20, 40 years. I don't see that happening. 2/3 of Nigerian states approve it. No way, that's not happening. So that was a kind of distraction when you think about it now. So that is that. The House of Rep, for what I gather, they arrested this young man too, just to add more information, going back to it, to add more information. They arrested a young man, and I think they roughed him up. As always, Nigerian police, all they have to do is call somebody and say something, and they start roughing people up. They roughed him up, and then he went behind the scenes and settled the young man. And what is the young man supposed to do? Not accept any money they give him. They probably gave him some money, a few million here and there. You're like, okay, from one delivery, I get all this money. I've achieved. That's how Nigerians see now. They've achieved, and they move on to the next this in the victimization. But that is that anyway. What next? What other stuff has happened in the Nigerian space? This one was an interesting one about Dangote refinery, where they were asking the Ipman people, because they said their petrol was cheaper to import. And I really like the way these were questioned, and these Arise News journalists. They did a good job of, asking pertinent questions, and it's quite long. I don't know whether I can play it. This is a bit too long. I will see whether I can shorten it. Just to give an idea. They were asking how precisely is Dangote refinery more expensive than importing it from overseas, with all the costs associated with it? How can it possibly be? And he was like, no, that is not how it works. That Dangote is not selling directly to them. That is the issue. That Dangote needs to sell to them, then they can decide. They can even buy it. Later on, he said they can even buy the price Dangote is selling it now, so that they can go and sell it some. But then, what is all the issue about? Why are you saying you want to import petrol? This debate is just one of those debates that it's like, why are we even having it? This is the thing about Nigeria. It shouldn't even be happening, because it's clear we don't want people to be buying petrol with dollars. We want to reduce the demand for dollars. If I was a Nigerian president, I was like, hey, as long as you have Dangote in Nigeria, everybody that needs money to go and buy petrol, I'm not going to give you a lot. I'm going to give you 1/3 of what you need. If you want to go and get dollar from somewhere else, go and get it. I'm not going to give you from this national pulse of dollar demand. It's not coming out from here. You go and get it from wherever else you want to get dollar to bring petrol to Nigeria. The rest, go to Dangote and get the petrol there, so that our Nigerian naira can appreciate. Because if the Nigerian naira appreciate, the petrol price comes down. That is what will happen. That you don't need to pay subsidies. The petrol price will come down by itself. But let's see what that happens. Maybe later I will play this so that some of you will hear it, because it's a bit long, and a lot of people are on the listening stage already. Probably want to comment on some of all these topics. We'll go back to them later. Obviously, America gave Israel 1 month to straighten their act up, stop killing Palestinians, making sure they get food in 1 month. And during that period, Israel seems to be ramping up killing, and while America is saying, yeah, we are looking into it. After a month, we have to wait till after a month. While they are killing numbers every day, like 45, 50, 80, they're just targeting people left and right. So that one is still happening out there. Let's see what else is going on. US elections. That one is going to be the heavy stuff for the week. You all know what is happening in the US elections anyway. There has been a lot of gaffes. Biden calling Trump supporters garbage, because somebody that went to Trump's rally called Puerto Rico a garbage island. Everybody just insulted each other in America. But I think what takes the cake is the one Trump said just, I think, yesterday. I don't know what is wrong with Trump. Oh. If this guy is a politician, somebody should tell me again, because it looks like he doesn't want to win the election. Imagine what if somebody that wants to win an election says in an election that's few days before the election. Let me play this.
Liz Cheney, that'd be Dick Cheney's repulsive little daughter, running against you with Kamala Harris.
Well, I think it hurts Kamala a lot, actually. Look, she's a deranged person. But the reason she couldn't stand me is that she always wanted to go to war with people. I don't want to go to war. She wanted to stay in Syria. I took them out. She wanted to stay in Iraq. I took them out. I mean, if it were up to her, we'd be in 50 different countries. Then, you know, go a couple of years forward or go now. And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter. But his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face.
Imagine, you know, saying when the gun are trained on somebody's face in the election, like firing squad. It's like, why would you do that if you want to win? If this man loses the election, his big mouth is what caused him to win, to lose the election. And I guess we are all going to watch it happen here in the context of, you know, this channel. They are going to be live streaming it. And personally, I actually want him to win, for not because I like him, not because I support his policies, because I think that it will be better for us as Africans, and it will be better for Black people, because some Black people are too willing to support the American system, not understanding what it truly is. They're like, oh yeah, it's good for us. We're American citizens. We'll fight for America and not the rest of it. But not knowing that this thing that you are supporting is not favoring your people at all. You know, it's not favoring your people. Now, I'm going to finish with one listen before the panelists come in. This is the final one. This is the stuff that gives me trust issues. Now, this bill, this is American Congress, this is a website, if I'm not mistaken. This bill was passed by a Black House of Congress member. And do you know what the bill is for? It's basically targeting Africans. Targeting Africans. Now, let me search a keyword here, so we get down to the crux of the matter. Why I really look at some of the things he's recommending for Africa. Manipulate African governments and their policies, as well as public opinions and voting preferences of African populations and diaspora groups, including those in the United States, and invest in and this is a Black man doing this, so in broad daylight, talking about how they are to manipulate Africans. Not just their people, and manipulate what they know, what their public opinion, shape their public opinion to favor their interests. Not once did I hear him say one thing that they are going to do for Africa here. That is the thing about our people. When we choose to serve, we serve like our life depends on it. We serve our other people. But look at our people. Look at how they were treating our own human beings like animals in our own country. Isn't that how we do it? Yeah? Isn't that how we do our own thing? We treat our own people like animals. This is what we do. But we are willing to have other people. That's what we do. And when they end up overseas, they start working with all their energy for other people. Another one is Kemi Badenoch. This one, she might become the head of the Conservative Party in Nigeria, the government party that left office in July. So she's one of the leading candidates, and is down to only her and one other candidate, Badenoch and Jenrick. So let's just play this and just hear what they've got to say, really.
And the votes are in. After 3 months of campaigning, All Kemi Badenoch and Robert Jenrick can do now is hope they've done enough to become leader of the Conservative Party. The polls say Badenoch has the edge, but she's been insisting
anything can happen. I think it's neck and neck.
Jenrick, who's been trailing ever since reaching the final two, will be hoping that's true. He's put a set of policies on the table and taken every media opportunity to talk about them.
I want to ensure that when you're starting out in life, you do have a decent salary. You can get on the housing ladder. You can get a good job. You know, these are really important things. And if we live in a country with low economic growth, where there aren't the opportunities, that's not going to be a good thing for anyone.
She's appeared on screens much less and instead will only talk about principles.
Because I've been running a grassroots campaign. We will see which one works. But I think that you should go to the media when you have something to say, not just because the media needs content. Politicians are not content providers.
But she has won herself a bit of a reputation.
Well, do I seem prickly on this interview? What I am about is honesty and integrity. I don't like lies. I don't like misinformation. So if I feel that there are inaccurate things or untrue things, I will often push back. That's not being prickly. That's fighting for what's right.
They've both, however, followed a rule set by party bosses to avoid blue-on-blue attacks. Until recently. Infighting broke out as the contest entered its final weeks. Badenoch has questioned her opponent's integrity, while Jenrick suggested the Tory party will die if he doesn't win. A huge task awaits whoever Conservative members elect as their leader, as they seek to resurrect a party decimated at the general election. While we don't know who the new leader will be, we do know where to find the old one.
I will now be spending more time in the greatest place on earth. If anyone needs me, I will be in Yorkshire, so...
His replacement will be announced at around 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Wow, tomorrow we'll know. And she got to this point partly by bad-mouthing African culture, really. She was basically saying how she's running away from Nigeria. I think all the people that are based in UK have seen it. We really do oversabi. We Africans, we really do oversabi. When we want to serve other people, we are very quick to throw our own people under the bus. And this is something we really need to think about. So that is just about it. I'm going to welcome all the great panelists that have joined us now, and so that we can just go through this relatively briefly compared to how long we normally do. We're going to try to keep it below 3 hours at all costs. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen. Pansat, Odi, Jagun, and Tone. I appreciate you joining me. I really apologize. I don't know whether I should start apologizing for my rant, because that video really got me. I never saw it. I just heard about them arraigning young people, but seeing it, it doesn't make sense anymore. It really doesn't make sense. I don't know how these people get away with this mess. So where do I start from? I think it was Pansa that was here first, but he's away at the moment. So Odi, what do you make of this? We can start from the Nigerian, the children that were arraigned, because I really think that one is just horrible. The pictures, you saw the pictures, it's just horrible.
Yeah, it was very painful. I think that's why I came on when electricity was there. No matter what you feel about each other, we are, humanity is humanity. I don't think anybody should have been treated that way, especially children, minors. Most of those kids they have no education. They don't even know. All they wanted probably was maybe after the protest, they will go and eat or something, And now here they are 3 days later in a jail in Abuja. And, you can be sure they weren't feeding them. Look at those kids. It's heartbreaking, like I told you when you came on Electricity Show, I said, it looks like we're all coming, finally we are all merging,
Sorry, I'm really sorry. When you mention it again, just look at this.
Yeah, no, this is horrible. Look at that boy. These kids, probably even after this, the damage to their body, some of them may die. And nobody's going to talk about it, Yes.
Some of our people are wicked, though.
Wicked. Life in Nigeria doesn't, mean anything, We don't count life, So here's my problem. The question is, how do we prevent this from happening? You know, I'm a very incurable optimist. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I believe that we'll get there someday. Because, you know, if you look at history, you know, if people do pass the baton, you know, if you are on top today, something is going to happen. It could be natural disaster or something, you know, somebody takes over. Now, the problem we have, you played what's his name? The other man, the National Security Advisor. Ribadu. He's a hero of the North. Essentially, there's no way that these kids were locked up and he didn't know about it. But he's playing politics. He knows he can't speak against his master because, you know, he's run for president before. He's hoping that he's going to run again, right? After this man leaves. And he's his friend, you know. And this is the same thing that Bats did when they were slaughtering people in the Southwest and the farms. He kept quiet. So, just mark it down here. If Bats survives the 2 terms, this guy may be our president next, and we'll be here complaining. We'll be 10 years older with more gray hair. We'll be complaining, you know, which is painful.
Sorry, bro. Sorry, who is Bat? Sorry, my brother. I didn't want to disturb you. Who is the person you just spoke of? Oh, I beg your pardon. Okay, sorry.
So Bat, you know, probably will hand over. If you look at how things have shaped up, you know, in APC, in the old ACN and all that, and the closeness they've had, you know, nobody said anything. And these kids, and I'll tell you something. One of the turning points for me when I stopped, you know, even bothering myself too much, and really I said, you know, it serves them right. Because sometimes I really don't really feel bad for Nigerians, to be honest, was after the Edo election. The Edo election was particularly painful for me because Edo people are usually, you know, like you see them as progressive folks. But look at that election. Don't tell me they didn't vote for the APC guy. What are they expecting? So tomorrow, if people are taking the same thing happens, then we'll start crying again. Of course, it's humanity. We'll all come back here and we'll lament and we'll cry, you know, as if we, like, they can't see that this was going to happen. Like I said before I wrap up, people, you will see, they will use these same children in 2027 election to return APC. They will go and burn people's shops. They will go and burn ballot boxes. They will chase people away. I'm telling you, they will be 2 years older, the ones that are there. These same children, they will use them in 2027 election. Mark it down here.
God help us. Yeah, welcome, Tone. You know, Madam Ifi, you are free to speak whenever you like, but I see you are smiling, Revolution. Tone.
I'm laughing, no.
You don't say why I see a beautiful face now. If how are you? Long time. Oh.
Good evening, my brother. I was just laughing what Odi just said. Not true now. How you guys doing? Ogami, how you doing?
What in my eyes see today, this is not good. This is just, this one threw me off. I didn't expect this level. This is crazy. I never expected something like, just look at how emaciated, something our own people did. Grown men threw children into.
Listen, I don't feel sorry for the Northerners, okay? Because they are part of the problem of this country. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for them. They are part of the problem. Like you said, Odi said, next year election, they will use the same people. The same people to cast votes. People that are under 10 and under 9, you will see all of them that on printing, they are voting. They will tell them who to vote and they will vote. Then 4 years later, you are crying. Yeah, we are in this together. We never see anything. No. At this point, I'm supporting Tinubu. Whatever Tinubu wants to do, let him do. We never even start. I support him. I swear to God. I support him. Nobody's standing.
Auntie Ifi. Auntie Ify, Kilo Shele, what's going on, girl?
No, but it's true now. Before all of them are standing on the mandates. All of a sudden, nobody's standing on the mandate anymore. Now lie. They must stand.
You know, Auntie, we must be careful of becoming as wicked as our oppressors. I understand that it can be very addictive or addicting to be as corrupt as to not know what thing we they talk. These are human beings that we're speaking of. Not only are they human, they are very young, impressionable.
I understand that. My brother.
They're not to be suffering like this, my sister.
But of course, what do we expect? Did anybody expect anything from this government? Anything good from this government? Did anybody expect? Why all of you, everybody shocked? Did anybody expect anything good from Tinubu? And they never even start. Only 1.5 years, Nigeria is like this. By the time they finish after 4 years, they never even do introduction. And you people are complaining. Yeah, I'm not complaining anymore. They never even do introduction. By the time we finish.
But is it not? I understand your frustration, and I think I've heard you say several times Nigerians need to suffer more so that their eye will clear. But it's still human beings that are suffering.
I understand, my brother. We are in this together now. I totally understand what you're saying. This is a country where VDM, if VDM didn't go to jail, we will not hear about this. And then the Attorney General, whoever that came out and told you guys that these people are adults, that they are all adults in the same country. The lawyer that came out to defend the government told you that these are adults. I'm like, holy cow. We are not even making an effort. There is no hope.
If you look at it, what Mr. Jago is trying to tell you, these guys were there for power. Nobody vote them, you know. They came by themselves.
I know it, but no, that's not true. That's not
true. They came in by themselves. You people,
that's not true.
Let me get to the bottom of the issue. These guys came in by themselves.
Jago, my brother, make you no verse now. You know I still love you, my brother.
I love you too, girl.
My brother, I be coming down now. We never even start, Steph. They throw me sucker punch. Tinubu still got 7 years and to go.
I'm appealing. I'm not throwing anything. I'm appealing to your better conscience. Omo, I know say you be my sister, you know, and you are one of the women I really enjoy on this program. There are many women I enjoy on this program. But you know, we must still carry our heart as much as we have a lot to say against what goes on. Come with heart, Omo.
I understand everything. I totally understand. But the people in power, do they even care?
They don't.
They don't care. I know. I totally understand where you come. The people in power, do they even care?
They clearly don't. The fact that they can hold minors for this long, leave them in that state.
Like people suffering from kwashiorkor. Look at them. I saw them. I couldn't even look at those pictures. And my question was like, where are their parents? Does it mean that they are not speaking up? Because it was this guy that made us know what is this current situation. If he didn't speak up, me and you will not know this. And you are telling them to pay 10 million for one person. But the House of Rep that assaulted somebody, that was how much? Was it 500,000? His bail was 500,000.
Yeah.
See, this is the country I'm talking about. My beloved country, Nigeria. Nobody cares.
It's really sad.
That is why we are talking about revolution, to uproot these people out of that place, because they are not on anybody's interest. They force themselves in there. So if we don't remove them, all this one with the other brother was saying election, this and that. These people, they are dreaming.
But my brother, I've always said that before now. Anytime I say forefathers will attack me, you say, well, me, I don't carry come. I've always said that before now.
The only time I say something different is like when you start saying, let everybody break up the country, go. That's not going to be a solution. It's just transferring the problem.
Apologies for shutting you. Let me tell you, Nigerian problem, some people think, say, to divide the country be solution. But even though now that's one some people get, I not deny on that. But with the with the present circumstances and the people in power, you want to break up, you don't go get them. You want to do election, you know go get them. Until they come out there, what do you know uprooting? Until those guys they uproot them there. If to divide Nigeria, there must be something like a referendum now. You think that this will go give people referendum in that country?
Yeah,
they won't do it now. We have to fight them out first.
But that's what Nigerians are not ready. We are not even serious, to be honest with you.
If in a hunger, no,
we are not ready. Look at what happened in Kenya. Did you see what they did? We are not yet ready. Trust me, if we are ready, if we take like 1 million of Nigerians to fight just in Abuja, my dear.
But that is what we are doing here. We have to sensitize them. That's why when I see people like Tony, where they talk both sides of his mouth.
Leave that Tony.
What does Tony done to people? Everybody keeps going after Tony.
Yeah, because he was annoying everybody now.
Leave that Tony an agent, now government agent.
I don't know. We have to have proof before we start accusing people of something. But
we'll go catch him now. No worry.
I don't know what to make of this, man. This one makes me feel. That video, when I saw it, it felt me like with rage. Like whoever did.
Sorry, Jagun, with your permission, I just wanted to say one thing. Just with I won't spend 2 minutes. You know, look.
I'm not taking my turn.
I know. Sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Please. My apology. So, but look, there's something that Revolution said. He said that we did not vote. I don't think, and we agreed that they rigged the election. But for you to rig election, there's a critical mass of votes you have to achieve. Nobody can disagree that the North, at least Northwest, voted massively for Tinubu. You know, you can't say, nobody can deny. If we are denying it, then we're being intellectually dishonest. They voted for him. You know,
brother, the court gave them that judgment.
No, they gave him millions of votes. There's something called Muslimi. Were you not here last year? These guys were, El-Rufai was jumping around. This one that is hiding all over the place now was jumping around saying that they did it in Kaduna and they repeated it. Didn't you see are we like trying to? So what we're saying is that.
Brother, let me remind you. You remember the time they were doing that collection and there was uprising there. They told them go to court. You understand? If you are not satisfied, go to court. They did not win anything. Now Peter Obi win that election.
Now Peter Obi win them.
Okay.
They rigged it.
I mean, what are the Labour Party representatives doing? Do you see them?
Wait, before we go to another corner.
You can't say that.
It is fair because you don't see them coming out to protest.
Labour Party, those people, everybody in Labour Party before the election, they were part of PDP and APC. There's no difference.
So then what is your point? Then all of them are just as bad.
Now, what we're saying is the figurehead we're talking about, why we say is that leadership is top to bottom. What Peter Obi said is, if the leader is not corrupt, and the family is not stealing, you have already caught corruption 50%.
Yeah, but by that argument, then the Labour Party that Peter Obi ran for that election should not be that corrupt because every single one of them are doing everything that the others are doing.
You know, the problem, when you say this, you're trying to rope Peter Obi or drag him in the mud. How can Peter Obi come and fix Nigerians? You just say, are you kidding me? You just said that people.
You did it yourself. You said if the leaders they do something, that the followers don't go do them, isn't it?
But it's not the president now. What do you say? He has no political power. What are you talking about?
My brother.
How can he be the leader of Labour Party? Is Alex Oti. It's not Peter Obi. If you don't know politics.
Peter Obi matter. Make we not talk about Peter Obi.
Don't convert this to Peter Obi matter.
No, I'm not converting to it, but I'm just saying that there is an underlying problem here where it looks like all the parties are doing the same thing. When they
are all the same people now.
It's like a cult. They become the same people. You know.
I beg. Make we give Tony. Tony his turn. So yes.
Yeah, Tony is gentleman now. You were doing
No, don't misuse his gentleman.
I know the gentleman at all.
I told him.
The moment the good Tone was like, it's my turn. People are just coming in and talking, Tone, welcome. This stuff. What do you make of this arraignment of these minors that should not have any business being in court? You're muted, Tone.
Yeah, hi. Hi. Hello everybody again. It's very, when I saw it is what is happening, but then I wasn't so surprised. When we said the country was in a state capture, people thought it was just another cliche. It wasn't. It is captured in every sense of it. The country has been captured. So the thing is, when we can be on various panels, speaking big English, reading dictionary for the next broadcast and all that. It's not going to, until we are ready to get our hands dirty. That is the only language these people will understand. When I was in the academy, all these people that you see calling themselves COS, carrying all the ideas, these are people that compromise. A lot of people have been retired, but well, I don't want to say my course and all that, but those people, this is the first time since my adult life that I've seen the chief of army staff cannot be accounted for, and then we have an assistant acting chief of army staff. What's that?
What?
The morale in the army is, I mean, I don't even know the Nigerian army now. When I even look at it, I just don't know. People, I just see some people just wearing, it's like a costume that they're wearing. They back, but they can't bite. That's most of them. What war have they gone? Most of them have not been, they've not even seen any action. So the position in Nigeria is so pathetic, and they know it. They know that if every one of us rise, all of them will pick race. They will run. They know that. How can you say you can't come out and exercise your basic right as a citizen of that country by expressing your dissatisfaction with a peaceful march, and they will say, yeah, you want to topple the government. Children, look at the children. I don't know whether you saw another video. Later, you can search for it. Forefathers, very dark man. Showed some of them. You could see their bones. You could see they were like kwashiorkor, nearly like kwashiorkor children, and all. You could see their bones. It was like they were suffering for kwashiorkor.
And this president was the one running around when Abacha was in office. He should know what it feels like.
Listen, watch.
Protest.
Those children are going to grow hardened. God help. In 10 years' time, those children, because they will be carrying hatred in their hearts, they're going to grow hardened, and it's not going to be funny. Those northern leaders, those northern leaders, listen, they are starting to understand things. All those imams, you'll be hearing stories of those imams. They'll be shooting them.
I don't know.
Because they are the people that put them in the position where they are today. With a lack of education, lies, propaganda. That is why they are. They are Almajiri children. I know that they are all on the streets. Go to Kano. You'll be wondering what's going on here. So they are product of the
this is what I
system.
said the last time you attacked me on this thing. Thank God.
You keep saying that. Don't start that. Why do you think I'm not responding now? You said it in a different way. This guy, you always keep bringing that issue up.
They're the product of the elite in the north. But guess what? The elite in the north then go hear him. As per Peter Obi, I am not supporting Peter Obi. Peter Obi is too mumu for me. We cannot edge out these people with these. It's true. Let the truth be. No, let the truth
is
be
a different term now. He may not.
We are not. Okay.
It's your words. It's not the opinion of the channel.
I take back Mumu. He's too gentlemanly to lead this and all that.
Yeah, of course. P2B is
Okay, I don't
Mumuna,
think I'm
but
moving
it's
now.
very good.
I
This is the
don't
best
will
politician ever in Nigeria.
yeah. See our party chairman, Abure, when he was he said no, Abure is okay, he's fine and all that. Now today there are even some people like my senior brother, Pansat, still supporting Abure, that Abure is not a thief. That Abure did. But Abure was a sellout. We have seen now that the Abure was a sellout. So what hope do we have in 2027? 2027, APC will win. They will ride the election. This time there will not be any voting. You see how they did in Imo State. That's what is going to happen in
Even
the
in
federal
Benin.
level. Yeah, and they promised people of Abia, you guys, we are just ready, and they mean it. They are going to deliver. They're going to deliver Abia. Except something dynamic happens, then we'll stop all this rubbish. Because they've taken everybody for granted. Thank you.
In a way, Nigeria has been a one-party state almost since Buhari's term, if you think about it, because all the politicians are doing the same thing. House of Assembly, there's no opposition. There's nothing. It doesn't exist.
Father, you're supposed to know that there's no opposition now. When the president single-handedly and pick nearly everybody there. Like when you even talk about the labor people, some of these people just contest for the purpose of contesting. They didn't really spend money. They just benefit from Obi. So they don't even have any ideology. They just want to make a statement. You're just to test the soil. But luckily for them now, they just take the flow of Obi and then they become House of Rep and Senator and every other thing. But when they get there, they don't even know why they're there. But if there's anything they know, they are Nigerians like you and I. So let me go make money. So they started making money. You understand? They forget everything. All they do is to make money. But for father, when you look at those young kids, and with what Tone said that come 2027, Tinubu going to be president. I feel bad, but at the same time, just imagine if come 2027, Tinubu going to be president. I think to some extent, it's going to be good, like the Yoruba parable. They say when King House born, then the new modern palace is coming on its way. We still need to bring this country to ground level, ground zero, for the country to get better. Because if 2027 Tinubu become president, things will get worsened and then for that thing. I'm telling you, see, sometimes people don't understand the good percentage of us, now every one of us here, we live in the West. Very many things that we would have achieved in the West, our loved one back home is affecting us. Slowly, some of us just check through your Naira account, your Nigerian bank, and see how much money goes there. And then when you look back again, you discover that nearly all this money that goes there is just gift, handout. You understand? When you just look at millions of Naira, all this money is just dash. Then the big part of it, you didn't solve any problem.
Let me not disturb you, Paul. But if you can wait your turn, it's coming to you soon. Now my turn be this now, my brother. Make I have my own.
Yeah, actually, I'm the first one here.
Yeah, you were away. He was away.
It's going in terms of. Well, if I can, 4
Okay, if Jago finished, then maybe Pansa can go since he was the first person here. To be fair.
Fair enough. Pansat, I thank you for the space. If I could begin like this. I want to firstly thank you, Pansat, for being the only one who stood for me. Even though you told me I'm annoying, likewise, you are just as annoying to me as I am to you. And we will debate these things. But I salute you for your steadfastness, my brother. I also want to salute my man, Dan the Man. You know, there's a way that Dan speaks. He doesn't use too many useless superlatives. He will come straight to the point and say what is. And the way that you tackled our brother was quite polite, but very forthright again, and I appreciate it from the last show. My own issue is to talk about the enemies within. We as Nigerians, we have enemies within. a lot of the time, with the fact that we may have an appreciation that we are being manipulated by forces outside Nigeria, Western forces outside Nigeria, that give us the kind of governments that we have, that waylay our progress. We have to really understand that we have enemies within. On this show, on this very show here, we have people that cannot articulate themselves at any level. And when I say articulate, part of articulation is listening. And when I'm a studio, I look at people and I see what's coming out of their mouth, and I know that there are enemies within. One of the enemies within, I would underline, is electricity. That guy is an enemy within. Let me finish my talk.
This is not a personal.
Let me finish my talk, forefather. Forefather, you're talking, but you're not going to stop me. So what I'm saying,
you can't make
it. Yeah, but it'll be another thing where I would have to call you out.
See, remember, we are trying to cover.
Please, don't disturb what I'm saying. I don't want to argue with anybody. Please.
Just because it's this is not have your say. You have to understand.
It is have your. What is it? What is this?
It's news, weekly news update.
Which means
to just talk about the headlines, then
and not to talk what's in our mind, Abi. Is there free speech here? Tell me this, my friend. Is there free speech allowed on this platform?
Not when you are going after.
So you're not
going after. Let him speak his mind. That's the problem with Nigeria.
Don't
if
start
we don't speak our mind and
I'm not
the truth,
afraid,
we're not going
forefather.
anywhere.
You should know me by now. I'm unafraid.
Not being afraid. It's about just.
It is because you're afraid.
Okay, now let me say this. You are the one that was asking Ife to rein herself in because.
No, I didn't. I said, Ife, please look at this as more humane. That's what I put to her. I didn't stop her I did not stop her from saying what she said.
Yes, you didn't. You didn't. But I also
don't stop me. I've got something serious to say. Please allow it. Open your ears. Please.
My ears are
let him speak now. What's all this?
Now, I've said what I said and I mean it. I'm talking about the enemies within. And when I'm speaking on this level, what I mean is that there are numerous of us like this in this planet. And those who are like that are the people who are really dragging us backwards. Forefather wants to underline an unfairness in how I'm speaking. He wants to curb my speech. He doesn't want to hear he's afraid to hear what I've got to say. So I'll put it like this. Somebody like Kemi Badenoch, I'm speaking about the enemies within. She is a person who was born in London, in Wimbledon. Her parents brought her back to Nigeria. They traveled to America. They came back to Nigeria. She came back to London when she was 16. At 18 or 19 years old, I heard her speak. I heard what she had to say. And you can hear the product of Nigerian intelligence within her. The power that, quietly, the power that which she spoke with at 18, I said to myself, this woman is going places. Next minute, I'm seeing her as a politician. And I'm looking at her. And I can't work her out. I saw her break down the Labour Party. She's a conservative. I saw her break down the Labour Party. All the black people there, she sliced them in half with intellect and language. As much as I found it a bit unfair, I felt, you know what? This woman is hard and she's not accepting rubbish. So I continued listening to her along the way. Now, she, as Forefather said earlier, she is looking like she's going to be the leader of the Conservative Party, which is a feat. Now, if she becomes the leader of the Conservative Party, where Nigeria is concerned, Nigeria doesn't stand a chance with her. In fact, Nigeria will be further manipulated into a dire because of people like her and electricity and people that don't love themselves. They are there. Because you see, what it is that woman, again, she's another person I will break into 1,500 million pieces if she has a conversation with me. Because why? I know the UK. I know it better than most. And in that, there are 3 million black people in the UK, 3 million only. And we have tried our best to have some level of community. The community largely is not financially strong as it should be. However, it has a lot of love within it. we have fought our battles. Just for a politician to come to the fore and tell the media that she is not a believer in the Black community. I'm now listening. He then went further to say that I'm not somebody who appeals to the Black community because we are so many different Black people, we have different histories, blah, blah, blah. That kind of rhetoric. And I said, look at this poison. She's speaking to white people about who we are. She had another thing. She didn't mention the name Nigeria. What she said is that I have come from a country where fear and violence and what did she say? Basically panic is in the country. And I've lived in a situation where nobody in England has lived because I've come from a third world country which has real fear and problems. I thought, look at this woman emptying the whole of her background. What makes her who she is, she poured it into the dustbin. Now you see, I don't know whether you people recognize what war that we are in. Electricity earlier, he silenced me, but he couldn't silence me because I kept coming back and pinning him in his neck until I made sure he didn't enjoy himself. You, my brother, forefather, allowed me to be sold like a slave, where one stupid bitch, excuse me, by the name of Tokman, she now wait.
You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. You know the rules. You were there at the meeting. Why do you have to make me do all these sort of things? You were there at the meeting, Jago. You can't do that. Why do you do these things? You are supposed to be setting good example, not doing this type of things. They didn't sell you. Even if there was no that stuff happening, the insult you insulted that day, does it not merit you going backstage or being thrown off the panel completely? Jagun, the statement you made about her that day, is that not why we had that meeting, that you cannot be doing things like that? You need to come back. If you are going to be on stage, you need to take your words back, what you said. And regarding what happened that day, the one you insulted her that day.
No. Let me say this to you. Okay. I understand that you are the moderator, and I respect that you are the moderator. You know, since there was a show, I don't know if you were there, forefather, and please, my panelists, please forgive me. There was a show where it was actually on Zoom, and this woman was abusing my parents for no apparent reason, and I was taken off the show so that people were speaking behind my back. Now somehow you people see that as fair. I'm afraid you see this is directly that this woman was saying this. So you know what? I kept it down. I held it down until you allowed her to buy me like a slave and throw me off. That's where my visceral. I didn't speak about her. This girl, Adana, she was also on the show. But Adana, as she came back, I came on her show and she treated me with respect, and I offered that respect straight back to her. I'm not somebody to carry pain or anger or malicious. I'm not someone like that. However, without a general apology for the myopic views of certain, and you see, I'm angry, and I'm angry at, on this platform, I only seem to have visceral feelings for people who call themselves moderators. And I do that because you don't know how unfair and unbalanced you are to people who have genuine views. And you block us. You block our speech. This is the most unfair platform I've ever been on. And I'm on other platforms, or believe me, they are not as unfair as this. They don't curb people's speech. You curb my speech. You see me, yeah? I know how to speak, I know how to communicate, and I know what I'm saying. When people like you, forefathers, exude your fear in what people are about to say, it just reminds me of Nigeria. When people can now put children in, it just reminds me of Nigeria. That's all. You guys, you can't really take a good argument. That's what it is. When I'm coming here to argue, I'm coming with facts and figures. I'm coming with nuance.
Well, Jagun, I think I think you've made your point. I think we can just, because we're all derailed and just listening to you.
Okay, my brother. I would respect you, Odi. I would respect you.
Yeah.
I would end like this. I'm saying
Thank you
that
for
they are
coming.
I would end very quickly. I'm saying that there are enemies within, and we have to make sure we are close marking them, because they cannot corrupt our viewpoint and they cannot stop us from speaking. I end there.
Thank you for that. See, one, I think you need to take the swearing that is well back off.
Forgive me for swearing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. See, the thing is, you know, we have to try to set examples for others to follow. Jago, you are a very well-spoken person, probably one of the best in terms of the English language. You can
Can I
speak
just
without
ask quickly, because
swearing at people.
so,
You can do
sorry,
that.
this all this thing happened during the women's section? Because I don't know what's going on during the women's
No,
session.
not the women's session. This was a normal session that went out of control. They
I
started
see.
throwing people out with money, and you know, they don't like
Okay,
you.
I remember that day. Yeah, no, I was on. Yeah, I was on the show that day. Okay. Anyway, the thing, what I'm just going to say is, although I'm not, but I will align a bit with Jago, because I have already aired my concern about some people, because some people are just there normally, but the day they give them the spanner, they think they can bully other people. That
That's
is my
right.
problem. And you cannot align with something that we're trying to talk against, and you come here and you align with us. Then you can't stand. And it's always said that a man that cannot stand for anything, you can't stand. You can you be subject. This same individual and all that. See, the thing is with Jago, yeah, I understand your feeling and all that. Please, just you're bigger than that. You're much bigger than that. Whether you have the spanner or not and all that, please just ignore. Yeah, please, my brother.
Thank you, Tone. I think it's a revolution.
Father, please, can I touch on that issue a little bit?
Okay, you
So,
can touch on it. Don't go on too long.
no, I'm not going long. I'm not going long. It's not about the topic. Please, I'm not going long. Please, just 30 seconds. I beg of you.
No, hold on. Right? Let's be orderly here, because it makes the job very difficult. Right? If we put it in the realm of subjectivity, because after you speak, I might want to say something, and you know.
No, I just on this same issue about this same
you know the problem. The
moderator
people
issue.
you guys are talking about are not here to defend themselves. I don't
No,
think it's fair.
so that's why I said I want to touch. That's why I said I want to touch on it a little bit, please.
Okay,
So what I want to touch.
Right? Less than a minute. That would be fine. Less than a minute.
Yeah. It says 30 seconds.
Less than a minute. Less than a minute. What I want to say is that I had this type of issue with Adama and electricity moderating. So I kind of understand electricity. I went back and watched his show back to back to back. I just felt that this type of show does not resonate with me. I resonate very well with Forefather. So I stopped coming to his shows so that I won't be going there to go look stupid or try to make him look stupid. So I just stopped going to his shows. You understand? That's for me. That's what I just did.
All right, Pansat, thank you for joining us. You know, you're the first person here. What do you think about what you've heard so far? You can go to any part of the news. Please don't make me try to moderate. Make it easier on me today, because I'm a little bit shaken by some of the stuff I saw.
All right, thank you very much.
Sorry, I must say sorry to the whole panel if I have shaken things up. However, I had to get everything off my chest. I had to, based on the last communication. So before further, I beg, try to resume to your balance. Thank you.
Jagun, but please next time allow another person to get their own off their chest too. Because I remember if it's another person now, you shut the person down, tell the person is crying.
Let's move on with
I
the
know
topic.
what I'm saying.
I apologize, though. I don't know how you want to accept it, or that you want to accept it like that. But
No, I'm good. Look, of course, we have to lay markers down. I'm just saying,
go ahead with the topic. Pansat, please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. Let me start off by greeting everybody who is on this panel with us. Those who are in the comment section. This has a lot of our heavy hitters, you know, on this platform. A lot of intelligent Nigerians from all the way down to Jagun, according to the way the platform is set up, and of course the the host. I believe this is your own channel right now, to Niger.
No, it's still Dr. Damage is really it's linked to a few different channels, linked to
All right.
Iroko Post TV and all the others. Yeah.
All right. So you started off this program with the news breaking with some of our youths, most of them from the north, teenagers from low teens to maybe 16, 17, that kind of thing. And you were showing some kind of indignation, right? But I can't measure it. What do you have? Is it resentment? What is it? Are you disgruntled? Are you have a displeasure with it, or are you vexed? That's for you, forefathers. I just want to measure. You started off, you couldn't even speak, almost teared up. What is it? What are you? Is it vexation, or is it just you're disappointed? You are like
I think all of them really. I think all of them.
All right. So from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being that somebody has to pay for this, it's unacceptable. It's not just gonna be about talking. Something has to be done. You're now a believer in those who are saying that the system, that the government, if they're fighting ASU, no matter who they're fighting, are you now widening your aperture to say this is unacceptable? We have to do something about this. Have you gotten to that 10, 1 to 10, 1 being that you're just unhappy with what happened?
I think I've always been there. You have not been listening to me when I keep saying we treat our people like animals. When I keep saying we should be valuing every single strand of hair on any of our people's hair, what do you think I'm talking about? Those are the kind of things I've been seeing.
All right. So now you've been there. So we're now on the same platform. We've gotten to vexation, and now what is the cure? I'm gonna loan you a minute of my time. So just jab it. What's the cure? In law, yeah, you do certain things, but it has to be cured. What to you now, with the level of indignation you have over what you saw? What is the consequences to you? What's going to be the consequences here? Take one of my minutes.
Personally, I would say consequences. It should flow from the top because this didn't happen without the consent of the presidency. It should also flow from the NSA. It wouldn't happen without the consent of the NSA because they are the ones that overreacted because they saw Russian flags. They started treating people like dirt. So they are all culpable. This is why even the reshuffle, I said, the people that are damaging the country, they didn't reshuffle them because they're all still in place. They are not securing the country. They are devaluing the Nigerian currency. How many people have you seen tried for our oil theft? But they are carrying young people, and there's no point.
Okay.
You're still pointing finger. You're not raising solutions. So what do we do about it?
My solution, I've been saying it 1,000 times. You have to secure a nation because everything you do, we keep failing. I just played a video of that same NSA head telling us that they are stealing our power lines too. It never ends. They are stealing our oil. They are stealing everything. We are losing $50 billion a year.
You're restating the problem. What is the solution?
Secure your country. I just told you that.
Okay. Now, you just you talked about NSA. That I would take that to be Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You do know his history. He was the premier director of the EFCC, and at some point, he was talk of the town. He was a very it was an officious oath that went after all politicians. His reputation ricocheted, soared to the heavens.
Yes, sir.
Very, very popular.
And I find that really surprising because he looks so docile. He can barely look at the camera. He's looking.
He's another outrageous upset. is another outrage. I beg, Pansa, continue, Joe. I understand what you're saying.
So he became a beloved Nigerian in those days, right? And even up to the international community, and they called him, he was everybody's man. He developed a quantum credibility, right? Cleansing the system. The new generation at the time had a lot of hope in the inspiration that he created for Nigerians. But he then betrayed us. I could quote some of the things he said about this particular president now at the time. One of them being that Governor Tinubu, at the time he knew him as Governor Tinubu, that his criminal case is of international dimensions. That's a quote. I want you to Google that. So now he betrayed us. He's in this government. That particular Governor Tinubu is his president and hires him. Now, if you look at your security, the mantra you run off all the time, the security mantra, it's not going to fall from the heavens. We all say the same thing. I'm not trying to have you, with this indignation you have now, to listen to everybody, because you have your thing may be these northern kids, and our hearts go out to them, they're victims. But there are also those, for example, in the Southeast, who are saying, okay, when some of our people come up there, they should be tried, and then, but if they found not guilty, if the court wants them released, they should be released. You have to obey the law. If it's the Shia community, as Zazaki goes up there, he should be tried within the time frame that's allotted by our constitution. He should be tried, and if he's found guilty, then you jail him. But what they're doing is that there is absolutely no form. It's like amoebic, right? So that will let them, they've conquered us. So the solution is not going to be your normal giving somebody Panadol if it has cancer. We have to do something seriously. When those of us who are saying that we should do a serious something, those of us who love our country, and that's a virtue, should not be looking at those who are saying we need a more serious solution. Because that's what's dividing us when we're on this platform. I came here quite upset. I'm not the kind of guy that should be sitting on a platform like this without getting paid, for example. You paid a lot of money to be here. But I come in and I take a lot of insults, but at some point we have to then come and think about it, because if you're showing the indignation you're showing for this, which means you don't even understand the level, the harm these people are causing us. This is obviously a serious thing, but it's worse than this. In our elections, they don't rig the election. Now, when you rig an election, you're crafty enough, you do some things clandestinely, like I said about 3 or 4 months ago, then you rig an election, fine. It's up to those people, those candidates, to show that you rigged that election. But they actually, they make us spend $400 billion, and we run an election. We have our legal people go through passing the Electoral Act of 2022 and eventually have a sign. But they've done their job. A lot of people have done their job. We sign it and we go to the poll. Some of us come and say, hey, go get your PVC, go and vote. And then we spent a lot of money a lot of time doing that, and money. Go and vote. So they go out there and they cast their votes, a lot of our people. Then they just shut it off, turned off the IRF, turned off all that stuff, the beavers. And we're still here talking. We see 14-year-olds initiated for 90 days without due process. And even when it's exposed into the international realm where there's a shame, you have a jurist, a judge, who is from the Southeast, incidentally. Today, put him on bail for 10 million naira. Something that's so outrageous that he should have been there and hold it, admonish the government, have those kids released on their own recognizes. They're being charged for foolish charges of treason. right? They charge Nnamdi Kanu with treason. They charge Showore with treason. They charge Emefiele with treason. They charge anybody who's against the government or who does anything as an activist. They charge him with treason, and most people take that charge seriously. But I know there's a lot of people here who want to speak, and a lot of them actually have better things to say than I. But like you said when you first came in here, what else you want to talk about? And nevertheless, let me use my final comment to talk about. I hope this is going to be an extended discussion because you raised a lot of topics, right? So I'm just going to go to the second one that's as important. That's that you get wrong all the time, by the way, and that's Dangote refinery. 2 years ago, I was here and I was saying he doesn't have a refinery. I don't think he's refining anything there, right? At that time, it was okay. Somebody could say, no, how could you say that? But we've gone through the process where he pitched the government, Buhari government, and they gave him cash over $8 billion. But let's say they admit to $4 billion. It took $4 billion and gave us 20% for the country. So all of a sudden, on his own, without judicial interference or somebody to come in and say, government, what is your position? And he would say, oh, these guys did not meet their portion of the deal. He just cuts us down to 7%. But now he's been accusing NNPCL. Now he's accusing the marketers, which you just referred to. And you have that video. So I want you to play the video because this is a guy who has your normal Hausa Muslim accent telling you, because you won't take it from me from the Southeast. If I'm talking about Dangote, you're going to say, oh, a Southeasterner, he doesn't like Dangote. It has nothing to do with that. Right now, there's shortage because he doesn't.
Try to keep it brief because so that others can be able to speak.
Absolutely. So I will wait until you play the video so that we'll know that, number one, he's not supplying. In that particular interview you're talking about, that guy finally releases the figure, how much he's trying to sell them the thing for, and I believe he pinned it at $995.
It's something also.
I
don't think it's up to 990. I think it's 980 something or something.
No, it's $995, and I bet you $1,000 right now. Right? I will pay
950.
That's what I thought too.
No, I believe it's 955, and I'm willing to bet on it.
I thought you said 995.
I have a good memory.
No, I was talking about 980, but it's okay. It doesn't matter.
No, 995. Okay, there's a big difference between 995 and 950 or 990. That $5 makes a difference. This is something our people have to use every day. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is that, and the guy makes his case very clear. This guy doesn't have the supply, or isn't even behaving like a refinery, right? He's trying to force them, and a lot of things he's doing is inexplicable. You would be a total clown if you don't play that video tonight, because I'm going to watch you. I know you don't want to play it. You played everything else. You didn't play that.
It's a bit long. That's why I didn't want to play.
No, but what I'm saying, let's just hear. If we're tired, we'll let you know. There's nothing I'm going to say that's as important.
Hey, did they ask the panelists now? They don't like me playing.
Okay, let's vote. I want to see who's going to vote against that. We do want to hear that, because here we have not the NNPCL that he's demonizing. The NNPCL say, okay, go ahead, sell to the marketers. Now you have the marketers, right? Come and be interviewed. It's a very honest guy. I don't say that.
If we have time now, let's try to get to the
all right. Doing that. Only because time has gone, because I have a lot more to say, and everything I have to say is more important than what anybody else has to say here. But I will yield back so that
of course, it's most important. It's most important. Let's try to go through everybody. I should have done it so that everybody is able to have their say, because people want to input into this and they don't need to wait too long. The evolution doesn't talk too much anyway. The evolution, what do you think about this matter? You can approach any topic really.
Anyway, for me, I wouldn't be staying long. I would just make my submission because I've been working almost 10 hours. I just came home.
Welcome.
Anyway, what I want to say is about the maltreatment of those kids. I saw it today and I couldn't even believe my eyes. I was like, what is going on, man? And that is why we have concluded that the only solution in that country is to uproot these guys. If they can do it to everybody and even do it to kids, what else? I mean, what else? What is left? If they don't respect the adults, now they are dealing with the children again. That is hitting below the belt in boxing. There are things you shouldn't do. And this shows that we're coming to that revolution point that we're talking about. Because those kids, if you maltreat them like this, you see them lying down. Some of them are even saying they did not eat. They started eating biscuits. What in biscuits go do for those kids? But I mean, they should give them a plate of eba or rice. But they gave them biscuits to eat. Can you imagine insult upon injury? Tomorrow now, if those children become bandits, people will be complaining. They say bandit here, bandit there. This is how it starts. So for me, I don't want to waste much time because Nigerian solution, I found the solution. Nigerian problem, I found the solution. That solution is revolution. Whether they call it sit-at-home revolution or scatter everything revolution, anyhow you people want it. You must agree with me that that is the only way. These guys have to go. Thank you.
They definitely have to go. If anybody can approve this, the sad tale is that Tinubu fought for democracy, like they claim, and people are protesting against Abacha on the street. Abacha was shooting some, and yet he didn't think that. And Abacha didn't even do that to young people. He didn't jail the young people like this, bring them to court and try them for treason. He was trying Dia, all these Basenjo and all that. What is this one? They don't deserve office. So, for if you are a democratically elected president, can be doing something that even a military dictator cannot do. This is where we are now. I think it's I think, is it Ferrari or Jonaba?
Ferrari.
Is it Ferrari? Okay, Ferrari, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead, please.
Well, I'm going to I'm going to talk about how many men does it take to light a light bulb? How many men? And forefather, for the first time since I've known you in almost a year, I saw a little outrage in you today. What has to happen in Nigeria to make a typical Nigerian to be outraged? What do you have to witness? What is enough? I mean, when we treat our children like this, we lock children up 90 days, can't even feed them. Try them for treason for carrying a flag. It begs the question, who are those doing this? These are educated people who went to school. A judge, a policeman, the policeman, Inspector General, spoke. He said they were adults. They want to bring the government down. You have to laugh because it's too painful to cry. Nigeria is gone. And those of us who've been saying it, you come here to try to label us as non-patriots. Those who are stealing money and looting and destroying lives, those are the ones you want to stand behind and say those are the patriots. I would like to talk about the enemy within. It's not that we can't find a solution or we can't move forward. First of all, we have to agree we have a problem. But when we fight each other on this panel and disagree that we really have a problem, oh, you're just not patriotic enough, you don't say good things about Nigeria. What has to happen to make you outraged? A few Hausa young boys, children, locked up, that could get some people to an outrage. The fact is, 64 years we've been lied to. The lies has been repeated so much. What has happened to us? Truth in us has died. We have gone into coma. We have been sedated. And there are enemies within. Those are the educated people. You find them on this panel. Those who wants to give the insanity that we call Nigeria a soft landing. Those who defend them. I don't like to mention names, but there are those who are moderators and there are those who are who come in and join, like that Tony. They speak both sides of their mouth. Well, if we just keep continuing this election cycle, I don't believe in revolution. What do you believe in? Children should be locked up? What do you believe in? Elections should be stolen? Money should be stolen? 40 years ago, Fela said it. Say na the police where they protect PC, na in they burn. So they burn in his mother's house. Is that the police? They say, me, I say Nigeria go fall. No be the police who supposed protect, na in they burn, but the army we supposed protect, na then they burn. So locking children up. A child was shot during the protest inside his own father's house. Now 400 to 300 children locked up. Is that the country we are proud to be part of, where humanity is denied to children?
Unbelievable, just unbelievable.
Is that the country we want to be a part of? Is that the government you want to support because it belongs to your tribe? Is that the party you want to be a party of? Those are the enemies within. If you're today a member of any of those political parties, from APC to PDP to Labour Party, you are an enemy within. Because you know that process is not leading us anywhere. Tinubu is not our problem. Tinubu is a symptom of our problem. The entire system needs to go. If you disagree with that and come here to argue and speak big grammar, like that Tony and some others, like Lekulata, and sometimes you too, forefather, come speak big grammar, like we are not patriotic. That is the country we have. That is one pain you saw today. Very dark man is seeing his own pain. Bob the Risky is seeing his own pain. Everybody is seeing their own pain. There was one guy on this LTV, that TV station by Tinubu, that fat idiot, I can't remember his name. He comes there and said, very dark man was wearing police uniform. They need to teach him a lesson. He's disrespecting the police. Is the police not disrespecting our children by locking them up for 90 days without arranging them before a court? And when they finally appeared in court, they collapsed from hunger. Which one is more disrespecting? I mean, we come here, we speak big grammar. We have to protect our democracy. What democracy? Democracy that is locking up children. Children! For those who don't understand. What are we? Are we animals? Even the white man, I don't think, treated us this bad. And here we are.
I think they actually did, but let's not go
Okay, let's keep arguing. Vela sang it in his song. Argument, argue.
But our people are wicked, though.
Authorities
was it not the policeman that took those children to prison? Was it not police officer that left them there?
Authorities stealing. He passed armed robbery. He passed terrorism. He passed Boko Haram. Authority stealing is what got us to where we are. But because we are benefiting, or our sibling is
your audio has flickered out for a moment. Jonaba, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your patience. You've been waiting. You know, sometimes when I see things like this, I've been seeing it many times. I don't know what is wrong with our people. How can we
guys, I want to
accept
say good night, man. Thank you for today.
Yeah, revolution. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Come next time when you know, it's been a long time. You are showing up more and more these days, but you know, it's been nice to be seeing you around. You know, as Jagun said, the way you talk is quite simple and you make it clear. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Good night, Revolution.
Yeah, so man, what do you think about this, Jonaba?
Thank you, forefathers and Tone, Jago, and Speak the Truth. It's nice to see you guys this evening. It was a very painful thing, but that is what so many people go through in Nigeria, all over Nigeria, like that. There was a family friend that they didn't even know where a family from my wife's side. They didn't even know where about his whereabout for 7 years, and he was locked up in Lagos.
Wow.
So that is all over Nigeria, and I want to use this opportunity to thank those lawyers that took their time to go to the prison, all over to the police station, to make sure those people, those children appear before the court. And then what actually prompted me to come is the same time when you guys are showing empathy for what happened to them, is the same time which you guys acknowledge that the protest for the better Nigeria, the same context you guys are talking about the and Marjorie calling them names. Uh, you can't have it in both ways. They risked their life already, and you guys saw what happened to them. In the same context, you can't go there like that. It's not the same. It doesn't sit right. It becomes more hypocrite and inhuman to put the same thing on the table at the same time. I don't think, and those uneducated people are the one fighting for you. They're the one risk their life, and you now think you are better than the 44 years uh, guy that's told the boat driver that I'll make you to disappear. You are nobody. It's the same thing, which means they are collateral to you. And that doesn't sit right. If you want to focus on talking about what he has done to them, the injustice, focus on that. We are not comparing or trying to look at the index of education in the same context, the same time. I think if in January, I would love to see you, forefather, to be more polished about those things so that people cannot just come and bring a different topic from what you are trying to address. And everybody say, it's a freedom of speech. I want to say, no, we have a topic. If I want to be talking about everything today, right now, maybe we state it tomorrow. Make it more organized, but then, and be firm, be yourself. Nigerian kill dreams. Even on this platform, we don't do nothing than killing people dream, calling people name, and that will never solve the problem. I thought there is a quote that if you know better, you do better. You cannot have it in both ways. And you can, putting other down does not make you be on top. That's not how life works. If you want to sacrifice for people, you have them for their best cause. Then you put them in equal. At the same time, somebody says that, oh, um, Peter Obu is Momo, and you guys go after that, but you are calling somebody an Marjorie. So, which means you are the same thing like that 44 years guy who think the other person is not enough, and because we are all human beings and people pay price. And if we are running for office, actually you expose yourself to whatever the criticism people will criticize you than the innocent person that protests on the street that you will not respect. And by the way, the almost 7,000 or 7 million vote given to Peter B did nothing with it. And those children, some of them are among them. So we should be open-minded in when we approach issue like that. It's sensitive, and people will become less interested when we play that bias. Thank you.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting point you made about 7 million votes for Peter Obi, and the voice of those people are barely heard now, completely drowned out. Yeah, I don't want to call on some people. Some people are not allowed to speak. It's just that simple. This is not a democracy. I speak the truth. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I speak the truth.
I was wishing there was like a time machine where you were 10 years old so they could lock you up with those kids.
You just wait to come in there so you come and but Man, today, man, I didn't see this one before I came on.
Yeah,
I
I
just came
saw
and played the video. Man, that thing took me unawares.
Yeah, that was
What do you
sad,
think
man.
about it?
Disgusted, disgusted. I saw it I seen it on social media, and first I saw that they said the judge ran away, and then later on it came back and they said the judge was in tears. I mean, everybody has said everything. At this point, if we are not holding these politicians' feet to fire, this is gonna keep going on. Like, on what planet do you take kids? They don't even take these are minors, and then you lock them away from their parents, and then they're in court. Some of them are passing out, and then you actually do have people that was defending this. There were actually people saying they're pretending. Even if they're pretending, then you have the police chief comes out and says they're actually older people. They're not minors. Some of them are married. And then the remaining Nigerians, Tony's laughing. Yeah, he said that. I seen it. And then people go to bed and they're
Yeah,
fine with it.
yeah,
And then
yeah. I
they
heard it
wake
was so funny. I heard it as well.
I'm cracking up. Like, these people are crazy. And then they're gonna go to bed and they're gonna wake up tomorrow. And then 2027 is around the corner. And who are we looking to vote? These same people. And when I come up and say we need different choices, like John Abbott said something that was very, very profound. He said OB got 7 million votes. And he's not criticizing them, but it is going to waste. These votes
Yeah.
have gone to waste. You know what I mean? Because so we need to actually look in a different direction, because forefathers, me and you always go back and forth on this. These old men, they got nothing for us. They got nothing for us. They've done the same thing since 1960 and even beyond. People like Edwin Clark have been dead pre-independence. They were dead pre-independence. People like Buhari, Atiku, and, well, maybe not Atiku to a lesser extent, but people like Buhari been there before Nigeria got independence. Their mindset is set in a certain way. It is not attuned to the 21st century. You're talking of a country that has over 70 some percent, close to 80%, if not more now, under the age of 35. And then you have septuagenarians and octogenarians ruling them. It'll never work. It'll never work. I'm telling you now, and I always say, until there's a way Nigerians under the age of 50 figure out a way to grab power from these people, meaning they have to become more involved in politics. They have to become more involved in politics, and they have to put their foot down. Somehow they have to figure out a way to form a political movement. That's the only way.
Let me just show you this so that, man, I don't know how these people, they are so united. Let me show you this. Look at this guy. He's paying apology.
And now he's telling us we should move on.
So I want to use this opportunity to appeal to all Nigerians. Let us let what has happened remain in the past, and let us forge forward.
Now, imagine if someone had treated him the way he treated that guy. Would he really be saying that we should move on and let the past be the past?
His appeal was very emotional, very touching, shows remorse. I was touched. I know you were touched as well. I know Nigerians watching him have seen a man that is remorseful.
Do you see how united these people are? Like, it's crazy. Like, they are so in sync with each other. Like, how does that man look? There's no remorse.
Tell
Like,
me, forefathers, one Nigerian,
unbelievable.
one top politician. And when I bring up a certain name now, there's going to be bees in people's bonnets, okay? Peter Obi, for example, and I'm going to go there. Yes, thank you. I am going to go there. Peter Obi, for example, always has something to say whenever it affects a certain region or a certain group of people.
I speak the truth. Don't you think you have a bias for Peter Obi? But why do you have to mention
Wait,
him for
Jago,
everything you
I'll answer.
say?
Okay.
You know, there are
Okay,
people in government. He's not.
You ask
But
your question. Don't give me a speech. I do have a bias, so let's move on. So, Peter Obi, for example, always has things to say. Okay, whenever because what I'm picking on forefathers is the fact that you said they are united, and this is something I agree on. They are all united, and this, my point, if you listen from the beginning, is we need a different group aside from all these people we have right now. So I'm gonna move on. I have a bias. Yes, let's deal with it. And if you can't deal with it, I don't know how to help.
is
So
the bias more than the bias for Tinubu?
Have you ever heard me praise Tinubu? No.
Yeah,
So
but I never heard you condemn him either.
Oh, you didn't hear me condemn him now. All right, please just let me go on, please. So if he has, for example, he has problems in different areas or against different groups, as the opposition leader, they choose sides. These people choose sides on who they condemn. He hasn't criticized this man now. Why? Tell us why you haven't called out this man. But
It's crazy.
I guarantee you this, and this is what some people don't like to hear, and not saying it doesn't happen in other regions or amongst other leaders. If he was supposed to have a different name or came from a different place, there would be criticism flying all over the place. And this is why I still stand on the fact that none of these people have Nigeria's best interest at heart. None of them. No matter how you feel about it. All these people that
Yeah,
have been
but I speak the truth though. The problem, what I fear is that some of them may actually believe they have the Nigerian interest at heart. That's the scary part. That many of us here, we might like to think that we are so dissimilar from them. That is the one that gives me sleepless nights.
It's
That-
not that. It's not. It's not that.
They
It's
know
not
they
that.
don't
It's
have the Nigerian best interest.
yes.
They know
They
that.
know.
They know that. They
They
know
know
that. They know
because
that.
they.
I hope
All it
so.
is.
I hope so. They are
And
different from us because
nobody's
that
supposed
is
to
scaring
have
me.
your best interest than you have the best interest of yourself. The
No.
issue we are
What it,
having about us is that we have already seen who they are. They will never change. It's the citizen that take it to them and say enough is enough. If you are waiting for any politician to change in Nigeria to say, oh, we are going to amend this thing to favor the masses, you are joking. The masses are collateral to them. So they know that they don't have the best interest of Nigeria, but it is the best interest of Nigerians for themselves to fight them to say enough is enough. And what amazes me, whenever there is a protest, people sit at home justifying sit at home, not going for protest, simply because that divide and control that work for almost all the politicians. Because if the citizens come to protest in numbers, in millions, trust me, these people are coward. They will run from that country
No. They
with their
will
own legs.
definitely run. I think they are.
They will
let
run.
me just
That's
say
their
this.
activity show already. They are not
Let
as
me
powerful.
just add this, if I may. Sorry, guys. John Abba is correct. Speak the truth is speaking the truth to an extent. And what I will say is that the enemy within is the actual thing that we need to recognize. There are enemies amongst us. You see, we all know that there is a big game going on globally, but you can see the awkwardness that Nigeria plays on the international scale. Kemi Badenoch is one of them. There are enemies within. We have to realize this because we don't. And we don't know how to recognize them. We give them so much space. We allow them 4-8 years to ruin us further. And I can't understand, as Alaba said, why, what would it take for us to be frustrated to the point of making serious changes? This is the matter. We're going to have this
This issue is
continuously.
going to go. This issue, from what I can see, it looks like there's going to be anger, recrimination going around because of what this stuff from what I felt and from what I checked on the headline, it looks like from 9 hours ago it came out and till 1 hour ago it's still getting refreshed. This may run. This may run. Did somebody say the judge was in tears? This may run. This has gone. They've gone. I think they've touched something there. Whoever did this stuff, they are going to answer for it. What they've done, because this is
Forefather,
just
you're wrong.
unacceptable.
Forefather, sadly, I
They
hate
have to.
No, more terrible thing will happen by tomorrow or before the end of the week than this.
Of course.
It has always been like
This
that.
week,
Look,
this week I've
let me
seen
go
Nigeria
back to
go
my
through
own
some
point.
things.
Let me make
I think
my
it was
point.
I speak the truth to. I speak the truth was. Are you done?
Yeah, it's done. Let me make
No,
my
it's
point.
fine. I mean,
Let me
everybody's
make
been
my
talking,
point.
so that's
I
cool.
speak the truth is done. Now, Forefather, you're wrong because you're still not looking at the problem holistically. We have a problem that has been set in motion 400 years ago, put in place 64 years ago, established over the last 25 years. The problem is called feudalism, who speak big English, and I call it big manism for those of us who speak pidgin. When we were in college, we have a sense of elitism for those of us who were in school back then. You know what we call girls who are outside campus? We call them bushmates. Every Nigerian has an housemate. They have a driver. You know, if you go into the history on how they treat their housemates and drivers, it's a sense of entitlement to have these things. So it's a cultural problem that is ingrained in our blood. We might want to point fingers now, blame Tinubu, blame these. Even the military will call it civilian, bloody civilians. So there's this hierarchical structure that is in place culturally. And that's what we are saying, that it is worse than apartheid. It is this type of problem that will make mascots, the Obino Oyibo senator, come out and said he will kill that driver, or no, it would make him disappear and nothing would happen because he's a big man. It's the same big man that is the judge that gave the bail to those children for 10 million or 1 million, while they gave Obino, the Oyinbo senator, they gave him 500,000 bail. So Nigeria is a case of, in South Africa, they will call it white versus black, but it's a case of the big man against the small man. It's been like that. It's cultural, it's holistic. And those who are calling for revolution, they know they want to restructure the house, bring the house down, start fresh. Those who are calling for breaking up, they want to break the beast into smaller pieces so it can be able to be managed. The big manism is so ingrained. Babangida told you guys he is not coming to court. He's not coming to your reconciliation program way back then. Obasanjo has never been tried. No big man, real big man, that has not offended the status quo has ever been tried in Nigeria. Armed robbers are sentenced to firing squad in Nigeria because they are children of poor men. Until you all get it into your head that this is worse than apartheid, and we begin to talk on the strategy to start to destroy this monster. And what was why I was asking the likes of Jowore who are shouting revolution. You cannot just push revolution on the people that are not ready for it. You have to strategize. The media is a big man's instrument. Those of us here, we are all big men. We can afford a flight ticket. We can afford a lawyer. It's a big man problem. And until we sort it out and hold at it from the holistic perspective and come to a solution, and the solution is going to be similar to that of apartheid, we have to ignore the mainstream media of Nigeria. We have to set up alternative media to the news they are hearing. We have to go on the ground. We have to go to the people. We have to evangelize to win souls to our side, because the system you're trying to fight has already recruited a child that will be born in 2050. This is 2024. And we're not looking at it. People keep thinking, is this party, is this guy ruling, is that, is this? People don't understand the magnitude of the problem we are dealing with. A damaged bus with 100, 200 people. Damaged bus engine, no tires. And we are fighting over who drives it. That's a wrong strategy. The strategy should be telling our people that the engine is gone, the tires is gone. We need people to step out of this bus and fix the tire, and we need people to lift the carcass of the car out, take out the engine and fix the engine. That's the revolution of the mind we need. We need evangelization. We need 1,000 Niger wash. We need 100,000 Mayegun. We need 500,000 Sahara reporter. This is what we need to fight this monster. We keep going to a gunfight with a plastic knife.
Thank you. Thank you. You see, when you mention about culture, that is what scares me, because it's true that the politicians don't care, but something converted them from being a normal person to that politician. Not all of them started off that way. Some of them were upstanding, thinking that they are like us. Then they ended up there. Somehow they become like they're in a cult. It's scary. That guy, what kind of apology is that? That's rubbish apology. Then the guy was like, you see, he was, that's his boss. So you can't make it up. His boss, like, yeah, look at that. Very nice apology. You see, everybody can feel it that he was honest. Man, you can't make it up, man. They are so
You see,
organized.
if I may,
yeah, go
if
ahead.
I may, bros, Nigeria, and indeed the whole world, is gangsterism. And it's a great shame that it is such, because most of us, we don't profess gangsterism. We may look at a show like Godfather or Scarface, and have some level of, I don't know what to call it, fan-based, indulgence with their practices. But these practices are actually global. And we think that politics isn't gangsterism. It's gangsterism. I was speaking to an uncle of mine, a really lovely man. I have many uncles. I don't, most of them I don't listen to, because they're talking the same bullshit, excuse me, as politicians or as the old guard. This man is a solid individual. And when speaking with him, he's highly educated. He's a top banker from back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. And he was just looking at Nigeria and his sadness, the sadness in him. He said, maybe I wasted my time getting educated. Maybe I should have just entered into the ruffle. That's his breakdown of where his life is today, thinking that there is a way forward that is earnest. We don't have earnesty around us in Nigeria, and we don't have earnesty in this planet. There is something within the African, I give it to you, that is historically extremely giving. Many of us may see it as being naive, but fundamentally it's giving and loving and teaching and nurturing. That thing in us is being rapidly lost. It's lost in Nigeria. We must say it is lost in that country that we call Nigeria. And I do say, wait, please. I do say to you, on this platform, we see it. We see it, but we don't talk it out. We see it and we remain unbalanced in our mindset because maybe we like somebody above somebody else. We don't really look at what somebody is saying and pay attention to their words and what's coming out of their mouths and attack that if we need to attack it. We always attack personality. And I observe this and I think, I don't attack personality. Many people may agree because I cuss people. If they come at me strange, I'm going to cuss. However, That's not my initiation. My initiation is to what you are speaking. What words are you speaking? And let me see this. A lot of the words that I speak, people don't attack the words, they attack me. And I'm thinking, are you listening to what I'm saying?
Dragon, can you give me a minute? It's important. A minute. Forefather, I want to call your attention to comments on the comment section, because for some of us, and I don't know, maybe for you, this issue of these children being locked up is an humanitarian issue. It's not something to be taken or joke with. On your comment section, you have collatas writing there that, well, those children have parents. It's their parents who are not responsible that gave birth to them. I don't think you should allow comment like that, because this is not a partisan
That's just another
issue.
Nigerianism. That one is typical of Nigerianism. It's so typical.
Please indulge me. I have a question for
Because it is offensive in itself.
hold on.
This is not a question. That's not free speech. That is hate speech.
Hold on. I have a question for John and two Niger, as a matter of fact. And I really want you, this is a serious question. And if a society, I'm sure you both subscribe that you have to have equality under the law, equality before the law. Every Nigerian should feel that the laws protect all Nigerians the same, if you're in the north, south, east, or west. So the question is this. We have this case of these kids who were end bad governance protesters. It's egregious. A lot of kids were put in custody over 90 days and stuff, and it's outrageous. And once it's brought into the international sphere, the law acted, that's relief, immediate relief. For example, they granted bail, and all of us rallied together, and we're trying to have them then go at it and eventually find justice. So now, what my question to you is this: what if they raise the eye? By the way, we'll give kudos to Deji. I'm going to talk about that, by the way, after this. The Deji, the new guy that's come off under Shore. But the question I'm asking you is this: what if nobody does anything? As outrageous you are, let's say you forefathers right now, and John, you brought this up to the fore, but the government doesn't do anything. The rest of the country doesn't do anything. You just leave those kids there. Would you sit at home? Would you become more militant? Right? Depending on how much outrage you truly have. You just said that it's unacceptable. So that's the question. I want you to answer that question. What would you do if there was no change, there was no activity from the government? I know the Attorney General has directed that a file be forwarded to him. He wants to take action. The judges teared up. What if they bring you bring this outrage and nothing is done? No, the country doesn't care.
I think they will take action. This is gone.
No, that's not my question. My question now, assume.
I will do anything that needs to be done. I will be here, and I will, if I have the ability to be on the ground and protest whatever needs to happen. I think there are certain things that trigger a nation. This one has the potential. This one, I think what they have done, they've crossed a massive line here. It's like, this is crazy.
Like
okay,
I
the
said,
reason why
like
actually
tomorrow you get a worse one. You're just, you're
No.
You're missing the point. The point I'm making.
Resonate with theft.
Let's say
Southeasterners,
Southeasterners who are sitting at home, they feel that one of their sons went through the judicial process. He was acquitted, or whatever alternative word you want to use there. But the government, the country doesn't care. In essence, you are outraged, but the difference with the Southeasterners is that they don't get things resolved. Do you understand?
But
right
now, doesn't this lead to
this
back
is not
to,
similar to
doesn't
that.
this? Well, in a way, it actually is. In a way, it actually is. And while I don't agree with Pansat,
these are minors.
While I don't agree with Pansat in the acquittal or he wasn't acquitted, that's not the point now. His point is very valid. Okay, so what is going to happen, assuming this was not brought into the international thing, like it wasn't broadcast like this? What would everybody do? Just like his grievance. So everybody's going to go sleep, just like everybody's sleeping on the Nnamdi Kanu issue. And this leads to where I started off. There's usually selective outrage, and I understand people, like Jagon said, it certain people usually don't listen, they attack personalities, and I don't know if it's a comprehension issue. Nigerians, by virtue of the fact that we are usually tribe first and religion first, and I hate to use the word we, but because I know I definitely do not think like that. But for the sake of, I don't want nobody jumping on me, I'll include myself. So we have a tendency to be tribal first. Why is there always selective outrage instead of people being genuinely disgusted at something that if something's wrong, it is wrong. If something's right, it is right. We need to start something. We need to start taking positions where maybe we should start being less hypocritical.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to start becoming more truthful.
That's good. But let me then conclude and I'll be done, right? I'll sit back and listen because I see Omori wants to comment and what I'm gonna say.
No, sorry. Let Omori say he has been in.
I know,
and
but
out.
I said I'm saying two things. Let me conclude and then
your 2 things is
and
5
he'll go.
minutes. So Omori,
No,
please.
you're not being fair. Forefathers, you're not being fair. And
fair
I
now.
know you want to
Omori-
mute me, but
Omori
that's
has
okay.
been
You
here
can
now.
mute me and we can go at it. I want to conclude what I'm saying.
Pastor,
And
are you
I
serious?
made my
Are you
first point.
serious?
Let me
Don't
make
make
my
me
second point.
Don't make me have to moderate now.
Go ahead.
You are trying
Go
to
ahead
bring
and moderate.
my
Go ahead.
No, forefather, please.
Let me
Please,
make my
don't
point, you
fight.
son of a bitch.
Let him
not
land.
fighting, and
All right?
he
Let me make
has
my
to
point.
allow me to moderate.
No, go ahead and
Period.
moderate. I said, let me make 2 points. I've been here.
Then
I've
allow
only
me to
spoken.
moderate. Let
Yeah.
Omori speak.
But if I can, before Omori speaks, and I love you, Omori.
I just said.
Wait, let me just say
Omori
this.
speak.
If let me ask you, if
Jago.
that wait, I'm going to ask you a question. If we were all, if there was one man here and everybody was a woman, would you allow that one man to speak before? Let the man finish and stop this silliness with your womanness. Stop
You're
that.
calling
It
me
doesn't make sense.
Okay, please, Omori, please go
Why
ahead.
did you remove him?
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you
goodbye.
for protecting
Goodbye.
me.
Bye.
Thank you for protecting me. I think the problem with us, according to an author, a popular author in Nigeria, says squarely and fairly leadership problem. I think it's becoming more of followership problem. We all know the problem vividly. I mean, we know where the problem lies. At the beginning of the video you played, some people, instead of looking at the object, they were chasing shadow. Some people were busy talking about where those children are from, where they hail from. Instead of addressing the issue, instead of condemning the action in its entirety, some people were busy looking at where they hail from, the part of the country where they're from. I think most of us are not different from the oppressors we blame. The difference is that most of us have not had the opportunity. Another person was here talking about that is good for them. It's good for them. They voted for Tinubu. In 2027, they will still vote for Tinubu. Let them suffer. I don't get it. And we're talking about the same problem. We're making the same mistake, even more mistake than our forefathers make, and we are expecting a different solution. I don't get it. I don't get the point. We come here instead of talking, we already know there's a problem. We talk about state capture. We talk about the magnitude of the problem. Instead of addressing the bigger elephant in the room, the division among the people is our greatest updoing. We come here to take. If you look at our tone, it's directed either based on tribe, religion. Our sentiments are skewed one way or the other. Instead of thinking about to address the bigger elephant in the room, talking about, how to address the problem headlong. I think it's most unfortunate. At the beginning, I wanted to come here, but I didn't want to come here and have an argument with people tonight. So that, I'm trying to, sometimes I come to, there is no doubt that everybody is aware of the problem. We were talking about state hijack. When we have opportunity to say what is the way forward, we come here, we address issues based on where we come from, instead of addressing it's most unfortunate. And I don't think we are different from the oppressors we blame. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity and for protecting me from cancer. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate you, Mr. Murray. You see that it didn't even take that long. Amy,
I thought you were talking to Omore. His name is Omoyi. He's not. Yeah. Why do you pronounce it like it's a woman's name?
Omoruji. Omoruji is the name.
It's a. I thought it was Y at the end. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Omoroyi. Okay, Omoroji. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for coming in.
Why he has
YI. If it's YI, it should be Omoroyi.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Can we begin to,
but that's what he said.
yeah, can we begin to think about to come together, forget our tribal differences, religious differences, and think of the way forward for our people? Nigeria is gone.
Yeah,
we are here talking about tribe. One side is protecting, the other one is sitting at home, the other wants to protect. One said we have paid the price in blood. We're not ready to protest any longer. Is the problem over? It's most unfortunate. Good.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. We really need to get out of that mindset. To be fair, many of us are out of it. Amy, thank you for joining us. I don't know what you make of this, and I really hope this runs and runs in Nigeria. But Alaba is not very convinced. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening from here. You see, on this issue of the children being taken to courts,
where is Mulokon? It looks like something happened to his listen. Okay, so I think Django, you owe an apology to the panel. You can't be swearing at people and doing.
When did I swear? I'm sorry, I haven't sworn in a while.
You were disruptive, and I think you said something.
I did, bro. Me apologize. You know me. I know how to apologize.
You already apologized. Why are we going back? Did you have a memory loss or what?
No, I'm talking about the last one that I had to take him out again.
I didn't swear, not once. It's you conjuring up nonsense in your spirit. It's not me, my brother.
You just said I conjured up nonsense again.
You conjured up nonsense. I did not swear.
Okay, fine. I will investigate it just to confirm because I took
you need to apologize for taking me out. How about that?
No, you were being disruptive. You were not allowing.
No, I was gonna put a question to you, but you were ignorant and you didn't want to hear.
That was not the time.
I see. Continue, my brother. Me, I don't know why. I don't know why you feel that going after me is necessary.
It was Omori's time to speak, and we have to learn to conduct ourselves.
It's the way you pronounce the name. I thought it was the lady, Omori, that lovely lady, and I was just wondering. Do you always have to, be like a European where women are concerned? I'm not one to put women down, because in my family, women are strong. They don't need anyone to back them. They back themselves. So any idiotic woman who doesn't know how to back herself, I've got nothing for them.
Thank you. I think maybe we can use the last 30 minutes to talk about other things happening around the world. Nigeria, this matter, I hope they take it up. Tomorrow we're going to talk about it even further. Let's hope that some people answer for what has happened here. The fact that they held them for 30 days is out. You are supposed to release them about the same day, really. You just get their details, go to their parents and deal with the matter from there.
You're not even supposed to arrest them, period. They're minors.
You can remove them from the street because of dangers and all the rest of it. But after that, get your details, get their parents and come in, not do this nonsense that they started doing. And all right.
Yeah, just a minute. For any panelists that refuse to see those children as victims, and instead of seeing them as victims, you see them as culprits for voting, having the feeling that they voted for Tinubu or whatever. If you don't see them from the perspective that those people are victims, they're not different from the leaders and the politicians you blame. Thank you all and have a good night. God bless you.
How can they even vote? They're kids.
Exactly.
Wait, before you go, Omori, before you go, I have something. So one of the devils in the chat is arguing that
we are not talking about the devil. Can you let me moderate? hold on. Let's go. We're talking about another topic. We're not talking about the chat. Okay, so now we don't have a lot of time.
People in the chat is arguing that the children are above 12 and Nigerian law says they can be prosecuted. How true is this?
That's not true, because according to Nigerian law, I think
but
someone is
according
a
to the
minor
police
until
officer,
they are
according to the police officer, he said once they are above 7, according to the police PRO, he said once you are above 7, that is not even the look at the condition of those
That's
children.
not even
What
true,
is the
right?
offense?
That's not even true, right?
But that's the answer is
No, the police PRO said
under Nigerian law,
the
regardless
police
of what the
PRO said
policeman
according to their
said.
law, once they are above 7, so
Okay,
once they are
so
above 7, they can be penalized for that. But what is the offense? This is my question.
So
Is it for saying they are hungry? Is it for coming out to say they are
That's a
hungry?
Nigerian law.
What
That
offense
law
have they
is illegal.
committed?
That's
They
against
protested.
international
That's
law.
their offense. They're there to protest and carry Russian flags. Some of them. That's their
I
offense.
mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
In essence,
They protested because they were hungry. You are punishing them with more hunger, even in detention. Does that make any sense?
So in essence, Alaba's question is: should they be prosecutable under Nigerian law? As far as I know, someone is a minor until they're, I think, 21 or 23, one of the two.
That's what I believe too.
So that's the bottom line. Whether they were protesting for hunger or whether the PRO said they were 7 years old.
So that information in the chat is wrong. Those are propaganda of the government trying to push false information.
Forefathers, if you want us to talk about something else, we can. But the issue that or the question that Fasad was trying to ask, of course, is not here, so I won't answer it again. So if he comes back, I will answer him my own way. But if you want us to speculate on any other subject, American election is coming up. I don't want to also ask something about the upcoming election in this thing, but at least
John Abba, I don't agree that we should be talking about other countries. We should face our country and fix it. Leave other countries. America will be fine. Whether Trump
no, news is listen. This is news. Alaba, let me tell you one thing. Alaba, I think sometimes you misfired some issues. The fact my children are in America and I care about their future, and I know that even here vote count more than Africa, and you also have found refuge in America. So I think you should also feel that it is your obligation, since you are. I think, of course, I believe you are a citizen.
Yeah, but not on a Nigerian medium.
No,
I will go to an
the
American
issue is
medium
that,
and do that.
no, there are many ways to link it, Alaba. There are many ways to talk about issues that the Nigerian thing. I know sometimes you fired up and all of that, but sometimes your language too is not too different. And I don't even know why they still allow you in the class. I think they should fire you.
Let's take it easy. You see, that's the thing about Alaba that I really find interesting. Alaba, you are quite mischievous. He acts as if he's very, very angry about stuff, but sometimes when you pick on him, he just smiles. He doesn't take it too personal.
Because he understands. He's just a rad. Somebody that take back while we're on the show, like take Igbo, like you, Jagun. You cannot predict them.
Yeah, thank you. Let's go to the election because it's coming down to the wires now, and I just want to comment on some of the stuff Trump is up to. I don't know, man. That guy. I don't know how American politics. Hey, God, America is in trouble. Oh. People think this is a joke.
But forefathers, you played you played a clip earlier about Trump, about the comments he made. You see, I just think that a lot of people misunderstand that guy. He's got a weird sense of humor, and that's the way I look at it.
Humor, reality,
yes, I see it as a humor, but his own sense of humor is so weird. So if you take him very seriously, you take offense. That's just the way I view it.
Yeah. It's not only humor, he does take action with some things. And he's talking about enemies list. This guy is serious, oh, and he's gonna come into office, and he means it. Oh, Trump, don't take him for as a joke. He said he was gonna get those judges into Supreme Court. He did. He did some things. He didn't just come into office, not do anything. He did some things when he was in office. That's why they trust him.
Tom, you really think Trump is joking? You think he's kidding everything he's saying?
Sometimes the kids. I mean, I think sometimes the kids.
Nah, he's not. He's a lunatic for
You
real.
reckon?
He's a
Ah,
psycho.
haven't you seen him where somebody got hurt in his protest? He was
Well,
like,
he's gonna be a president very soon.
the guy is
Hopefully not.
serious.
Hopefully not. Like, he's a
If you're in America, Trump is your president, you really have to, as a black person, you have to be worried.
Yeah,
but
he's
I think it's good for us. It's going to force us to realize who we truly are. I think it's good for us to have people like Trump in office. Besides, is he not a democratic black man that went and passed that law in the House of Congress to do all those things to Africa? 2021. What a traitorous behavior. I'm telling you. Let me show it to you now, so that you know this. But
that's the same. But that's the same thing that Jago was trying to explain to you about Kemi Badenoch.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They don't see them. They don't see themselves as black. Talk less of even being African. They just there. They don't just see.
Let me show you. It's about they are trying to tackle Russia. The guy, all he cares about Russia is doesn't care about whether the people he's doing these things to, whether it affects them or not. Let me see. I think this is government info or something like that. So you can see the guy that did this stuff himself. Because that other page wasn't showing his face. They're covering up for him for somebody. Let me find where they actually showed up. This I think it was government. This thing. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they have his face there. That's him. I think you know him now. And Gregory Mix. He's the one that passed the bill.
Blow it up. We can't see. Blow up his face.
Let me blow him up. Yeah, that's him. I don't know if you can see him.
I don't recognize the brother.
Yeah, he's the one that passed the bill, and the bill. Look at some of the things he says now. Let me put manipulate. So you see some of the things he was saying they should do to African countries. He says manipulate African governments. Can you literally spell it out? Like they're not hiding it. Manipulate African governments and their policies, as well as public opinion and voting preferences of African populations and diaspora groups, including those in the United States. Do I need to say any more?
Yeah, you need to say more because you always go back. I think you have a very, very odd misunderstanding of American foreign policy. You always go back to blaming the Democrats for this without quite understanding that this is just strictly American foreign policy. It don't matter if it's a Republican in charge or if it's the Democrats in charge or if it's a Democratic majority in the Senate or House or whatever, or in charge of all three arms.
You are not listening to the reason why I'm saying it. It's not about whether it's not American policy. I know full well that this is American policy, but these are the people the black people support the most. The black people vote for. This is one of the issues I have with Kamala Harris. Most of our supporters don't like what she's doing, but most of Trump's supporters like what he is doing. You are handicapping yourself.
How do you know most? What poll makes you think most of her supporters don't like what she's doing?
Oh yeah, the poll clearly shows that most of them are against the Gaza war. They are Democrats against the Gaza war. They are against the Ukrainian war.
Well,
and yet they are still doing it.
But
polls are really subjective, though, don't you
the Gaza war, in as much as whether it's Trump in the White House, in as though it's a trinity between United States government. It doesn't matter who is in the White House. So that has nothing to do with them. Any other, that's the summary of what I can give to you. If you think that a Republican would do different, no, nobody, none of them. It's a policy. It's in the even the Jewish people are like Schumer from New York, Senator. All
Chuck
of them
Schumer.
is Chuck Schumer. They are against it, but they can just against it on personal level. But in the totality of the American government to stand by Israel, nobody will change that.
It's America first. That's
And
how
I
we look
want you
at
to
it.
understand that it was even Trump, the first president that take the capital of the embassy to Jerusalem. So it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but that is not accurate now. The American government have banned weapons to Israel before. They have stood against Israel when Israel is not acting properly. These people have gone crazy. They've gone out of your mind. Like acting as if they
Joe
are
Biden is against it. It's like on personal level. In fact, Harris is even more against it than even Joe Biden. So that
the
is,
truth is
but
that
that
I
is a
don't believe that
policy.
they're against it. They're just saying they
Of
are
course
against
they
it, but
are.
they are for it.
No, not on personal level.
If they are
I
not for
want
it,
you to understand
they
that
will stop
policy
sending
can
weapons to them.
government American president can tell you I'm against this, but if it is constitutional or is a law, you can even say I'm against it, but you cannot stop it. So there are many things that go behind just what we see or what we,
Why
and I
can't you stop
believe.
it? What, no, tell me why you can't stop it.
Because that is the is now the only thing is that you should know is that don't you know that Joe Biden even have a war with Netanyahu behind the scene and all of that.
Tell me why you can't stop it.
Because it's for the interest of whatever. Okay, if you enter Trinity with somebody, you're going to break the.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
after John Albert speaks, I'll say something.
Go ahead, my brother.
Thank you. So forefathers is just like this. The first things the U.S. presidents or top officials look like is what is going to be beneficial to the development of the United States of America and what is going to be detrimental to America in terms of its security. So whatever they think is going to be detrimental and whatever they think is going to affect the United States, they will oppose it. They don't care if Jesus or Muhammad was in charge of Israel today. If they felt it was going to affect, in essence, the quality of life of the United States, they will be causing a genocide in Gaza today still. So they don't care. So if it's against, it's not necessarily just has to be law. It's just what do we think is going to infringe on the security of the United States. And if we think this thing is going to affect us as a nation, all we're going to do is going to try to destroy it. Now, that being said, there was a time South Africa was in the same boat. And I mean, someone like me, I was probably a baby or real young, but when you look back at archives and studying it, and from my professional life, you will see that there was a trajectory where, as much as the West wanted to keep apartheid going in Israel, the world started shifting. And I think that shift has started where they're trying to stifle dissent and make people scared to call out the atrocities against the Palestinian people and the atrocities being committed in Gaza. But people have started defying them. For example, you've seen in UEFA, it's in Germany you cannot wear the kashmeg or the kafir, you get arrested. You cannot wave Palestinian flags during soccer matches in UEFA.
Yeah,
People have
but
started.
the issue is still remains that America, somewhere along the line, has somehow started believing that no matter what Israel does, it's right to keep backing it. I
Well,
think
it was the same way during the issue in South Africa, and at some point, people are going to push back. But what
Yeah,
America
yeah,
does,
and I think they are doing it right
the
now.
people have started doing it right now.
Yeah.
They're stopping arms from going
Yeah.
from the port in Madrid and the ports in Valencia to Tel
yeah,
Aviv.
but the
They've
people
started
that matter,
stopping.
they are not stopping them. They are
You
6,000
see,
flights
this
from
is
the
just
6,000
forefather. I
flights from
want
the UK alone.
Forefathers, I want you to see this, the pressure we are talking from the outside that made people change their policy. It's just like the apartheid, like I Speak the Truth was just talking. When the pressure, remember that time, the reggae music everywhere around the world, Free Mandela and all of that, the pressure is between United States. It will go to Israel, and the world will narrow it down, and there will be a change in policy. But it's just like you are discussing it on this platform and other place. Know that many years they have controlled the media and change and they tell you what they want you to hear.
Distorted the narrative.
And they, yes, they control the narrative and the talking point and all of that. But now that with what we are saying now, even till now, you can see that sometimes people choose the religion instead of humanity, and so this is this is that. And with the explanation, and some people will open their eyes to see that, look at it differently, and especially to African people, the name that you call, you think the name that is that powerful in your religious world, that you powerful, that is, are you the most wisest person in the world? Are you most knowledgeable person that you think the name you have used over the years, that you gather yourself in a hall, that have not changed, you have never given a better life, you have never built a road, you have never built, because human beings have to take a fiscal responsibility to address their issue, and that they are creating the awareness, they are losing the control of the media. Eventually, the pressure will be too much on America, and the whole world can see with their own naked eyes. By that time, there will be a change. But with that, until that impact them so much, they will not change.
I think my suspicion is that, first of all, I need to call out enemies from within. Shame on you, Kenny. Kenny came here when he heard about Trump. Yeah, shame on you. Shame on you. You came here when he heard about Trump, but they were talking about Nigerian youths perishing and starving in jail and all the rest. He didn't bat an eye. You remain there.
Because of Trump.
They mentioned Trump, you show up.
There was a voice from the comment section that was being suppressed, and that voice was actually very, very right, and which is Kulata, right? When we're discussing about the supposed children that were arrested in Nigeria, he asked a very valid question, and the question was, who are their parents? There's something you guys don't really understand in Nigeria. And I added, not just asking who are their parents, where are they from? Are they truly Nigerians? Were they part of those people that were imported to always disrupt a government that is not from the north? Whenever a government is not from the north, there is an agenda. Hold on. I will add to this. Yeah, let me land. There's always an agenda to pull that government down, especially if the government is not dancing to the tune of the northern elites. Now, another question that he asks is, at what age, what is the minimum age of arrest in Nigeria? It's in our constitution. It is not Kulata making it up. It is there.
So the children should stay in the jail without bail?
Yeah, it's from the age of 7.
Even if you arrest them, even in America, they can arrest 5 years old. That don't mean they should not go for trial, or should not be bail.
Hold on. It's 7. It starts from 7. And there is some kind of leniency that will depending. Forefathers, can you move Jonaba, please? Depending on the level of the crime.
Jonaba, please let him.
No. This is the narrative of the meaning of
this thing. Let me finish my nonsense. Let me finish my nonsense. See, depending on the level of crime, sometimes it's 12. But all over in Africa, generally in Africa, the minimum is 10. So Nigeria, you have 7, you have 12, depending on the level of crime. So is the arrest valid? Yes. Let's remove emotion out of this. The arrest is very, very valid. But what we should be talking about again is, where are these children from? Who are their parents? That is what you guys are not
really, should be talking really about. You're seeing children starving there. What does it matter where their parents are from? What let's say
in America, children were imported by the drug dealers and they were caught and sent back.
and nobody is
It
talking about
doesn't
it.
matter.
But
That is a different
if
matter
it
from
happens in
stabbing them
Nigeria,
and keeping them in detention.
everybody will start shouting. It's happening in this country that we are in right now.
That
right?
yeah, that is
There
wrong.
is no,
You
there
can't
is
put
no
children in
such
cages
thing. This is the
or in
narrative
detention.
that the people like Kene have promoted over the years based on bigotry and hate, even not just
It's
for a minor.
always
Even if
very,
it's
very
for the
beneficial
humanity.
to be
You know,
open to learning.
when I
Learning
was
is something
talking,
that has nothing to do with
you
hate.
learn nothing. You learn nothing.
Let him
So
speak.
let me finish. The notions that you come to control a narrative, when people share this dark value that they promote
Very dark.
around the world, it's nothing matter wherever the children from, whether they are Nigerian, they are not Nigerian, they are young people, and they are black people among us. A narrow individual who
What if
have
they
a
are meant
set,
for terrorism?
Let him
who have,
finish it.
let me finish it. This is the reason why you see Nigeria is so divided, because, and that is why our freedom is a long walk to freedom. Because even if they are not Nigerian and they protest on the street of Nigeria for your freedom, while you living abroad in a comfort zone, that tell you that you are not Nigerian enough. Because if you are Nigerian enough, they will not be there if they are not from
John
Nigeria.
Abba and Kenny, I just want to ask you guys one
So
question. Just one question, please. So John Abba and Kenny, this is for both of y'all. What if, because I've heard both sides. So what if, let's assume they're not kids. Let's just pretend they're adults, right? And no adult is responsible for them. Let's say they're 21. Would you also say they deserve to get arrested just for protesting?
Now, it is John Abba that will answer this one.
If you protest, you're not supposed to be arrested because you are protesting. So the notion, this is what is the bigot and the evil mind, the dark world. No, let me finish my own statement. You are finished. I finished, please.
No, I'm not finished.
Yeah,
I
I
have
said let
finished my
me
own.
finish. I said let
Okay.
me finish.
Okay.
So when you see people like this that have that dark mind, they don't see humanity. They see you together as a collateral. They see you either as you don't belong to their view of the world and humanity because you may not share their value, whether it's on religion or tribe. These people around the world, they put other than think that make them a better people. And when you have a Kene on this platform over and over, spinning this kind of hate and pure hate, if this happened in the East, you will not say they are imported from anywhere. If this happened in the place you are interested, so your bias is so much that make you inhuman. And I don't think, I hope your spirit will
answered the
sleep
question.
well.
You talk too much.
We had finished the topic.
No. You asked the question. He answered. It's my turn to answer now. Please. It's my time to answer.
Okay.
So to speak the truth, to answer your question, if they are of maybe 21 years old and they come to Nigeria to protest and they were arrested, I will support their arrest. Because why? Are they now insinuating that Nigerians are so gullible, stupid, that they don't know what is right for them, that you have to import foreigners to come to Nigeria to demonstrate? Hold on. When John Abba is saying you don't, do not interrupt him. Let me finish.
But that wasn't the question I asked.
I will support the arrest because the arrest is not the protest is not genuine. There is a cynical motive to disrupt the government, and that is why I will support the arrest. And for John Abba, this kind of thing has happened in the East. People like you did not speak up against that. It's happening currently now. It has happened multiple times.
There's your point of
People
view.
like John Abba did not speak because of their hate against Ndibo, against the Igbo people. Because of their tribalistic mentality, they did not speak up.
Wait, I'm sorry, Father. I just want to make a point with this question.
No, sorry.
You understand?
Please, now.
Are you telling me that I come on this platform? John Abba, you can't squeeze my voice.
I don't know why I cannot.
Evil always echo like it makes
you are
sense.
type 100 cannot
calm down, guys.
Don't worry. We still have
Can I just speak?
His Majesty. I don't know. Tomorrow we can carry on with this topic.
I just want to ask one thing. Let me just ask this.
I'm sorry, Jagun. We cannot.
No, Fofana, give me 1 minute. Let me speak on it.
I'm sorry, everyone. You could have.
I
could
know.
have
I
been
know
here
you
earlier.
will not give me now.
No, it's not. It's not because of you. It's because of rules now. And KJ is also
for what
here.
Kene just said.
We are
I want to know
if
is that not the same
Don't
as
do that. Leave it alone. let's move back to where we were on the American.
Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in the same way.
See, we were talking about the American election where we had.
Is that good, Kenny?
See,
Father,
don't
why
do
are
that
you
again.
stopping
I'll put
people
you
from
backstage.
talking? I thought you wanted to
Why?
close. Why are you stopping people from
Am I a
having
child?
No, I'm trying to get back to
Give
the
the fresh
discussion.
people 1 minute. At least give me 1 minute. You can.
No, you can't have 1 minute. Every time everybody wants something. We can't keep doing that. Let's go back to the discussion we're having. I've allowed it already. Don't worry, you get your chance to discuss it tomorrow again. We're going to go back to the topic because I think this is going to run. This is not going to end this today.
Okay.
It's not going to end today. However, the US election is going on now, and with all the stuff going on, Trump saying all kinds of crazy stuff from, talking about shooting, somebody being in firing squad, kind of situation, and then Biden calling Trump supporters garbage. Then Harris, I think Biden is probably trying to sabotage Harris' campaign. He's not done anything to help her so far. Everything he's done is to harm her campaign. Maybe he's bitter because they asked him to step down. That's just my own this thing. He's not happy about that.
Biden guy doesn't know where he is.
He knows enough to call people garbage. Then you can also see that America now, the people that are in America, if Trump becomes president, there's going to be a lot of stuff to deal with in America. Maybe I like it to happen. Trump, I will not vote for any of them, but I want Trump to become a leader of that country because it's going to help our people to realize where they are. Because this
So are you on monologue now? You are monologue.
I want to bring flesh the question now. Eh?
No, he
Why is our people okay?
Trump was a president for 4 years and we were fine. I don't know why you guys are making things up.
No, we're not fine.
Fearmongers everywhere. He was a president for 4 years and we were all fine in America.
We were not fine.
He did not pursue us back home.
Black Americans were running
so
away
what are
from
we going
America.
to realize
that
he has not done before?
We're not fine. George Floyd happened during that time. Black Americans were running away from America.
Trump wasn't the police officer that fired George.
But he emboldened
police officers spy people every day.
To Canada.
Emboldened them.
Who moved to Canada?
You understand?
To Canada. White
you see, people were living in America too.
No, lazy people. No, forefathers, lazy people were moving to Canada where they will be having free goods, free government supplemental benefits. That is what they are doing.
Kene is about 3-4 days now. It's not going to be long. Hey,
Yes,
you will see.
whoever that wins is fine.
I will clear.
If Trump wins, we are going to live in it. If Kamala Harris wins, we are going to live in it. All of us are going to experience it. And
Kenny,
now realize.
you see what happened in Bowie, right? You see the incident that happened in Bowie where the cop stopped the guys that were stopped on the side of the highway, and he asked him and said, "Hey, where you going?" He said, "I'm going. She's taking me to the hospital." He pointed to his mom, and the cop just pulled out his gun and shot at him.
When did that happen? When did that happen?
Like
when did that happen?
Ago. 3 years
okay,
ago.
And I don't think Trump is the president currently, like Joe Biden.
But what we're saying is,
thank you.
What we're saying is, incidents like that. If you remember, there was a kid in Georgia, Ahmaud Bari. If Biden never became president, you remember the Ahmaud Bari case where he was just jogging and his father and son
got shot.
So why didn't we blame Biden for that?
So what I'm saying is, they will become emboldened. We've 100%. Never seen this kind of.
So why are we not blaming Biden and Kamala Harris for this this incident?
That is not their rhetoric.
So why are we now blaming Trump for George Floyd?
That is his rhetoric.
How do you know that?
Because he says things like that.
I don't really know how people digest things, and it's okay for them. Like
if Trump is never
valid for them.
If he had never taken a racial stance, if he had never taken to the
racial stance,
yes,
are we all in this country?
What do you say?
Were we all in this country, or
Yeah,
did I just
he
came in?
takes a very racial stance.
No, it's not true.
Let me ask you a
There was an
question.
agenda that was pushed by the Democrats.
All right,
That,
good.
it was an agenda. See,
You want to say
Papadas,
something? I'm trying to wait
Papadas,
and hear you
recently,
before I leave.
recently I got to understand something. I was on a page. I was on a page. I was on a page. I was on a page, a YouTube page.
Now, this Ekene is not going to let people speak. Take
And
control.
Ewa, you are not the moderator.
2 minutes,
Eh?
Kenny.
See, Papadas, let me make something very clear here. You have to. I seriously have to be on AY's case because he's always here. He's always here to push a button.
Okay, let me.
You are too small to push my button. You are a baby. No. You don't do that today. I'm out for you today. You don't do that. You don't do that nonsense to me today.
People are saying he behaved like
You don't do that.
and you are an old man. Look at what you
Don't do that. Don't do that. None of you.
No, I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to pull it up early enough.
If you carry on like this, you're going to go back to that cool off.
No, you are giving him the time to do that.
Both of y'all
let it go.
I'm just trying to checkmate that.
Don't let him take you away from your point.
Keep quiet, my friend.
I'm not your friend. I don't make friends with people like you.
AY, don't make me send you back. Don't do that. Okay, because we are just trying to get a news update here, and look at the time now. It's gone. It's already time. We are out of time already. We're just supposed to talk about this for 30 minutes.
Go for 2 more
okay.
hours.
Yeah, right. That's not happening. We are having this in show tomorrow again. So I don't even know why I should call this show. It's live stream. Okay. Okay. Have you finished, Kenny?
No, you asked me to. No, you asked me to stop because I wanted to ask a question. My question is, why is it that when a crime is committed and the police take action, if it is during the Democrat, it is okay for police to take actions against a crime. But if it is during Trump, it is Trump that asked the police to do that. I was on a platform. I was on a platform, a YouTube platform today, just a few days ago, and the topic, the subject was Trump said this. I can't remember the word vividly, but it's a kind of that Trump threatened a politician. That is a terrorist. There is a terrorist. He should be arrested. And when I was reading the comment, it was all about he should be jailed. It is jailed. You now see that they are all liberals. And I played the video from. It was 18 minutes video. I played that video. I did not see anywhere that Trump made any mention of even threatening anyone, and they all believe that. And on that, in that comment section, I see some people that were asking, "Did he say anything like that?" I didn't hear that. But you can see liberals believe every jargon.
What do you think
they
about
anything? They don't have brain to digest, to analyze things.
Let me just play this for you. Tell me what you think about this.
Liz Cheney, that'd be Dick Cheney's repulsive little daughter, running against you with Kamala Harris.
Well, I think it hurts Kamala a lot, actually. Look, she's a deranged person, but the reason she couldn't stand me is that she always wanted to go to war with people. I don't want to go to war. She wanted to stay in Syria. I took them out. She wanted to stay in Iraq. I took them out. I mean, if it were up to her, we'd be in 50 different countries. Then, go a couple of years forward or go now. And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained on her face.
So, what do you think about that kind of comment about our politician?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, yes.
We had a politician. Yeah, we had a politician last time that called Trump supporters deplorables. We also have a sitting president that called Trump politicians supporters as garbage.
Well,
so these are politicians.
What about is
these are politicians?
Is it a good thing that they are talking like this?
They were called deplorables. They were called garbage.
But they call
So these are political discussions. He did not threaten anyone.
Kenny,
Can I
who
speak?
first
We have a law
referenced
in this country. You
I
can't
think it's
threaten
KJ
anyone.
It's
who
And
first
KJ's turn.
there
referenced
is
the
no reason
garbage?
Do you
for us
understand?
to go up
Who
and
first
You
down
can't
on
threaten
this.
Kenny,
anyone. There is a law in this country, and you
Kenny,
can't
The
sit
people
behind
that share the
your
One
same
keyboard
at
and
mindset.
begin
a
to label.
time. One at a time.
Our,
Jonaba,
Okay.
hold on,
who
hold
it's
first
not
on.
going to be
referenced
Let's
controversial.
people
KJ's.
and called them
I speak the truth.
garbage?
Since when do you respond to these sort of things? KJ, welcome. Thank you for joining us. What do you make of this whole? Everybody seems to be guilty to an extent, but I must say, Trump's one seems to be a little bit more aggressive. I don't know whether this man wants to get one woman vote at all.
Funke J, now we've heard enough from you, my brother. Funke J, my goodness.
If we are being honest with us, we will say ourselves, we will say that both parties are making statements that are not very encouraging. But let us interpret just the one that you play with Tucker, because I've also gone around some other media houses that have interpreted that. Now, what he was saying, it's just that people like to take whatever Trump says and twist it around. What he was saying was that if she's the one who is in the place of those soldiers who are where they are always being shot at, will she like it? That was what he was referring to. It was not meaning that he was going to shoot the lady or the lady should be in the harm's way. Now, he also remember that now we are praising these people and they were talking so good and highly of Lizzie Cheney. Don't we all know who Dick Cheney is and his role in the war in Iraq and his role? Don't we know how he left the political scene in America and the record he left behind? Is anybody afraid of looking at his record? Since when did he become somebody who can now speak that the whole of America will stand still? The same thing goes with Liz Cheney. Remember, let us go back to Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is one of those people who stood in the house and lied for throughout this January 6 events and hid and destroyed the records that were left behind. So we're not talking about sense here. What we're saying is that America plays a vital role in the world. It will be pertinent if all of them can be able to guard what they say, because after each of them, America will still remain America. So my position is that people should not die in their war, because neither all of them will eventually leave the house after 4 years. No matter how effective the person is, he's not going to change the constitution. So what I'm saying is anybody who wants to go, and that's why I wanted to hold a program tomorrow. And I hear some people, some of our people like to go and stand in this way and try to vote even when they are not qualified to do that. You don't have to put your livelihood and your family on the line because you want to support a candidate and you're breaking the law. After 4 years, that individual will leave the office. That record is there forever. So one day, a good man may come and pick it up, and they'll call you up and say to you, "Oh boy, we just realized that you didn't have your papers at the time you voted. That means it was illegal, and so you are going to face the consequence. Those guys will not be there to defend you." So once we like to participate in it, if you are not qualified to vote, please don't put yourself on harm's way, because neither you nor any other person is going to change the system. That's the truth. And that's where I stand. Listen, I love Kamala Harris, okay? But at this time, what Americans should be asking themselves, who is best to hold that power, that office right now? And let that person who is best for America, what America stands for now, what America is looking at, let the person hold the office. And the best you can do is to stay there for 8 years. For Trump, it's just 4 years. For Kamala Harris, maybe 8 years. But the truth is, let us look at an individual, each of them, their policies, and dissect it piece by piece. At the end of the day, we'll be able to find out. Let's not jump into this thing that the media is doing by just carrying their headlines and running with it, because most of them don't make sense. That's the truth of it. And let me tell you something. For the talker that I know, if that was what the media is interpreting now was what Donald Trump was referring to, he would have rebutted it off. He wouldn't have accepted it. Because Tucker is not afraid of anybody. This is the same.
Come on.
Hold on now. You said, come on, hold on.
You already sold us
I will
enough.
soon round up, then you can speak.
You already sold
Now,
us enough oil.
this same guy wanted to go and interview Putin, and the state didn't want him to do that. Okay, but he still insisted and went there and did that interview and aired it. So that's the kind of person I'm talking about. I don't think
because he knows it'll benefit Donald Trump.
Hey, come on, bro. I know. You see, I'm not.
I mean, come on. Just like we know if it was Don Lemon would support Kamala. We know that. So let's not avail Tucker Carlson of the fact that he will support or do things that are to the benefit of Donald Trump. Let's just keep it real. Like, come on.
Please tell me how is it that Putin is helping Trump? Just tell me how that helps Trump to win election in America.
They're buddies.
Eh?
They're buddies. Any interview,
That's how it helps him to win. That's how it helps him to win
no,
an election in America.
I didn't say to win an election. I don't think a foreign body will openly come out and interfere with the electoral process. I mean, he knows.
Hold on.
He knows in the public sphere. What you ask the question? So in the public sphere.
Please, any of you can answer this question. If you are Putin and this election is going on in America, who will you prefer to win?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, now hands down.
Why will you prefer Donald Trump to win?
I would prefer Kamala because I can trust her.
Why do you think the entire establishment is against Donald Trump? Because Donald Trump is
they are criminals. Now you call them establishment. They are criminals.
Whatever you want to call them, you can call them. But they are the ones that have been ruling.
They are Washington cabals.
If myself,
right, just like we have Asoro cabal.
One at a time, please.
KJ, if myself and a former U.S. president had been in a sensitive meeting that was supposed to be public to the world, at least even for just media purposes, but we closed it off to the world, and this U.S. president sent his stenographers and all his aides away while I kept mine, and we had a closed door meeting, and nobody on earth, except those of us plus Donald Trump, know what occurred in that meeting. Guess what? I would want Donald Trump to become president again.
Is that the first time? Didn't Obama send all of them away and beg him to say, don't do anything because of my election?
Obama brought who back?
He's gonna be fine. Just bring him back.
Yeah, that's why the whole place is calm now.
Spoke to only Putin.
Sorry, I'm asking you. Is that not on record? Did you not see the record why he was begging Putin not to do anything because of his election?
How could he have been begging Putin if he sent out all his aides?
You guys should let other people speak.
Wait. Hold on, just one question because he just made a claim.
But the video is there.
No, you can't do that now. Let him finish talking. See, I speak the truth. Why do we do this now? Why can't we just allow this to flow? If
he made a claim and I'm asking a question.
Yeah, but you can wait to do that after
How
AY.
can I wait to ask a question that on a statement he just made?
But this is not this time to do it because it will take him time to explain. Then where is AY then?
Because there was nothing to explain, but you can go ahead. If he's saying he said something was secret, now he's telling us there was a camera. That's why it's always good to listen to people. He said, I
hear what you're saying.
So he's saying it happened with Obama. He said the same thing happened with Obama, but then he's saying Obama made asked for certain concessions. So how did you know about it if nobody was there? He said there was a camera. So if there was a camera, that means it never happened. That means it wasn't as secret as the Trump reference that I just brought up. Is all I'm saying.
Okay. Thank you. Let allow AY to speak. Then, it's not like there's any backstage anymore. We're going to be closing out soon. There's more time to talk later on today. So let's not make it look like the discussion is over. We are going to discuss it again this evening. So AY, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
It's been a
Thank
bit
you for giving me the tap.
It's been a bit rowdy. It's okay.
I was just watching the preliminary results. It showed Trump is leading in Lagos, in Kaduna, in Anambra.
That's a good one.
But on a more serious note, you see, the people that are supporting Trump, when you listen to them, sometimes I just feel some of them, I just feel they are deaf and dumb, to be honest, with due respect. Because some of the kind of stuff they say, when I just look at them, I'm like, okay, you have the same people that are telling you Tinubu is a criminal, is a drug dealer. Now you are supporting a known convicted criminal with all the crime in America. Lie, misbehave. Me, I don't have time to argue with nonsense, so to be honest. If you think Trump will give you a new country, that's why you supported him, good luck. I wish you good luck. Trump is a dangerous human being. I don't know how you want people to say this. Even the people that have worked with him, from his vice president to all the security chief, to all of them, 90% of people that have worked with him, I don't really know what anybody want to hear. It's just sad that this is where we are. It shows our dishonesty. We can't stand. Where do we stand? You can't call this one. You select. This
let
guy
me
is a
ask you
criminal.
though. Can
This
I
guy
ask
is
you?
not. Yeah, yeah.
Can I ask you? So if Trump is so horrible, does that not say something about the opposition, that people are even considering voting as a convict, somebody that has talked about grabbing women, being
Let me
accused of
hold on,
sexual
hold
assault?
on,
Does that not
hold
tell you
on,
something about the other side?
hold on.
It's just
Yeah,
you know
I'll answer it. Let
how
me
little
answer
kids
it.
think. It's
Let
just
me
a
answer it,
replica of
right?
how
No, I'm
little
just
kids think.
asking because so that maybe he has an explanation.
Hold on, forefather, hold on. That's a good question. Trump, even before Trump contested in 2016, you know what Trump said? Trump said, I will go to Republican because they will believe whatever I say. Even if I shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, they will still vote for me. That was his statement. It shows he knows the people that are supporting him. He's fully aware. As I speak the truth, he made that statement. Trump knows, even no matter what he say today, no matter
Why
what
is
he
that?
does,
It's not because he has medicine. He didn't go and do
is because hold on.
Can I make
Is
my last
because he
comment on
has
it because
is
I don't want
because
to
he
be
has blind supporters.
Why are
They
they
are
blind to
blind.
him? Because the Democrats are there.
Hold on.
The Democrats are there as an option.
Hold
Why are
on.
they blind to him?
Let me ask you a question now. Do you know Adolf Hitler was having supporters? Are you aware?
Thank you.
Yes,
Excuse
very
me,
bad.
please,
And they had reasons. That's what you are
Okay.
failing to realize, that they have reasons why they are supporting
Hold on.
Trump.
Hold on.
Yeah,
The issues
race.
here, the
King,
issue
King
here of
Leopold,
Trump, the issue
King
here
Leopold
is
has supporters too.
the issue here,
Race.
Yes.
Trump, no matter what you do in life, you will have supporters.
Thank you.
Trump, we have evidence from all angles. If
we
Trump was Nigeria, I have said it.
bring your evidence.
United States government. That was why he was indicted as a
Excuse
criminal.
me.
Now
You know
listen.
the villagers.
If Trump was in Nigeria, you see those guys from Nigeria supporting him, they will tell you, oh, it's because he's Hausa, that's why they are victimizing him. Oh, it's because we need to stop this nonsense. The other one, Kene, the reason you see him misbehaving now, he was calling Kamala Harris
The same way we are now saying that because she's a black woman, we need to support her because she's a black woman.
A
The same way.
well-educated woman that was a chief justice of a state, that was a vice president for 8 years. Just because you don't like her, you say, "Oh, she slept with
She's not
people."
vice
Many
president
people
for
be.
8 years.
That's why she.
4 years. 4
How
years.
do you?
The record straight.
Yeah. What?
He's saying that she slept with somebody for 4 years, not 8 years.
I mean, it's a slip, like not a big deal. No.
Now, look at it. You can't come here just because she's a woman. If somebody call your mother Asha, well, how are you gonna feel?
You are very
and
stupid.
You don't want
You are
people
very
to
stupid for
correct
mentioning my
you.
mother.
You don't want people to
I told
correct you.
Don't do
Okay,
that.
I don't understand this thing.
You see what I'm saying now?
What are you saying?
And hold on, AY too. AY, hold on. You see, don't use. Why do we do this? You can't use certain words associating with some other person's mother. it's like somebody's repeating the same thing in the opposite direction to you. You are not going to find it funny. Maybe you will, because not funny, you will not find it funny, but you will be willing to hear the person out. But some people feel very offended to associate that word with their parents. You know how strongly people feel about their
No,
mothers.
oh,
You shouldn't do that. Okay,
hold
neither
on.
are you right to do
That
what you did.
forefather, hold on. That is why somebody like me, there is no way on earth why I will cause evil is insult somebody's mother or somebody's father.
Then
You
first
can't
of all,
do
I know
that.
that's not your intention, but you need to
You
withdraw
can't.
that
No,
statement
that's not my
and
intention at all.
apologize to him. So listen, can he calm down? Let him apologize for
See,
it. It's not intended to me. I don't think he
you
intended it.
if I'm not disrespecting your mother. I was solely saying if somebody say
Is my
that to
mother
you,
running for
how are
office?
you gonna feel?
Is my mother
What?
running for
No,
office?
hold on.
So
Wait,
do
let
you
him
have to
withdraw it.
insult people
See,
mother that are running for office?
hold on. Just withdraw that part of it of associating
I
his
withdraw
mother
it.
with such
I
thing.
withdraw it. I withdraw it. Now, right? So whatever happened in America on Tuesday, it's okay. Even if Trump win, Kamala win, at this point I know it's 50-50. It's a very strong 50-50. But even if Trump is the president by January 20th, I don't really care. And you will see the other thing that will follow. If he loses the election, he's going to say, oh, the election was rigged. Because he believed, though, and these people will still come here and be defending, oh, the election was rigged. That's why I could. We need to stop this madness. You are saying election were rigged in Nigeria. Election were rigged. Come on. It wasn't the first president that considered election in America. Come on, they do election in America, even in state every day, and you will not. You come. You just come. I don't even know who argue with all these people, man. To me, it's very tiring. If you
No, but
don't
you
move, go
can
and
argue
learn.
that to an extent the election may be rigged in America, given that there are
No,
certain type of
no,
people that seem
bro,
to be
bro,
elected into this. So
bro,
hold on
forget
now.
it.
There might be the election, the House of Congress
Mm,
members and everything. There was this black lady that got
mm.
railroaded out of the House
Type
of
you
Congress
have Berry, my friend.
because
You
she
don't
didn't
waste your time on
believe
these
in
people,
their
man.
ideology. So there are things sometimes all democracies are not always straightforward as people like to think. Sorry, KJ, say what you need to say so that we can round up
Okay,
for the
I
day.
think this will be my last comment, and I'll sign off. Let me tell you something, AY. Apart from God above, nothing on earth that is set on stone that cannot be altered. And sometimes we make those unguarded statements. That I take it to the fact that you are not even be surfacing the internet, because you have been surfacing the internet. You have found out that there are many reports that have come in from different states. Okay, I'll give you the last example, which just went through. The governor of Virginia just removed 6,000 immigrants that are found on their voters register, who are they're not citizens of America. The Democratic Party you are defending went to court to stop him from removing those names that are now qualified to be in the voters register. The Supreme Court just ruled yesterday to say those names that the governor did the right thing by removing those names, because those people are not supposed to be on these places. There are many people who did not ask for ballot papers to be sent to them. It has been sent to them, both those who are citizens and those who are not. Don't say that. You see, when you say that argument and you are talking to someone like me who follows the news back to back, I begin to think that you're not even. I'm not supposed to even make any comment at all. Okay, but now what I'm simply saying is this: in the people supporting the Republican Party, there are over 80 million of them now Americans, American citizens. Are they stupid? So all of them are stupid. Only those who are supporting Democrats that are reasonable. And then Trump, with his all charisma, has been able to deceive over 100 million people to supporting him and following him.
But see, this is why if I interrupt now,
I mean, hold on,
forefathers
sir.
will
I will
quickly
leave you
jump
because
down
I want
into
my
it. Let me
let
ask you a question,
me
KJ.
speak speaking. Let me
You've made a lot of you've made
no,
quite a
let me
big,
talk. Let me
but
talk.
you can't keep talking if you're not saying the truth.
I am bye. Goodbye.
No, but you can't leave. You don't run away. He came on here now and he's been saying he'll say things that
Forefathers, there's
he
something we
said.
need to understand, right?
No, no,
When
let
it
me
comes
finish.
to
Yeah. So
politics,
it's a very simple question. He
when
made
it,
this claim. He made this claim that it was the Democrats that objected. He said the Democratic Party objected to the purging of the voter register in Virginia. Well, it wasn't. It was Virginia State that actually appealed to the Supreme Court and protested why that was purged, because some of those voters might actually be U.S. citizens. But he came here and made a wrong assertion, and this is why I always like to
Yeah,
fact check
he's saying
people.
that they are non-citizens because they are saying that they may be wrongfully removed from their.
And it
Forefathers,
wasn't the
we're talking
Democratic
about
Party
how
that
elections,
protested; it was the
yeah, we're
Virginia
talking about
State.
how elections are being rigged in the US. In the state where I live, you cannot vote if you don't have a valid government issued ID card, like a state ID card or driver's license. Having a driver's license or state ID card, or state ID is a kind of a way to identify you because those records are with the government. But states like Pennsylvania and some other states, you don't need to provide ID card. Just walk in and vote. Is that not a form of a rigging? Because
No, it's
it
not
means
because that's not what
no.
happens. If
Forefathers,
your name is
there
there,
is a law. No, there is a law in the country that only citizens can vote for presidential elections. Non-citizens that have green card can vote for other elections, but only citizens can vote for presidential elections. So that means a stranger from outside the country, a foreigner, can just walk in and vote.
Not true, though.
That is what is
Not
happening in
true.
Pennsylvania, and that is where the
no,
rigging is coming from.
no. I think the way it is, there is an element of identification to every vote.
No, not in Pennsylvania. I'm telling you, and there are some other
Just,
states
just,
that I cannot.
just
I'm
collect
telling you the
their
truth.
name.
Just
Probably
Google
they
it
don't
now.
take any name. They just allow them to vote. They have
Kenny,
to
Yes,
there's
set
names
their
in the
name.
register. There's a register, so they're
They
gonna
do.
check
They
you.
do.
They're gonna
That's how election is done. You have to
cross-check
have
you
an
register.
identity to it.
no. What are they? What are they checking in the register?
The person's name and
Who
address. I
you
think
are
we do
and
that.
your address.
Okay, so I come in. I'm a foreigner. I'm not a citizen. I'm not a green card holder. I just went online and registered to vote in this within this county, and that is it. So on the day of election, I will just go there. They will just check,
Do
and
you
then I
know
will vote.
how? Do you know
Is it
how
not the
risky?
same
Let me
thing?
ask you, what
Do
about
you know how risky it is to go and try to
exactly?
vote when the actual person has actually
Forefather,
voted? If they catch you and
forefather.
No, 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 no.
one
The
vote,
fact remains that the person voting is neither a green card holder nor a citizen, and he voted for presidential candidate.
But
That
that's
is
but how many
unconstitutional in
people?
this country.
Historically, how many people have been caught to be doing these things? They are not
No,
that many.
it is not in Pennsylvania. I'm telling you, the state of
Forefather,
Pennsylvania accepts that.
forefather,
So it's not even a
Even
forefather.
crime in the
Forefather,
state of Pennsylvania.
Even in
forefather,
Pennsylvania, they have not been found to be having electoral fraud. Like
No,
his,
they are. Go on. That's what I'm saying now. Just go
forefather,
online. And that is what
Kenny.
KJ
forefather.
just
Let
said
me
it.
tell you this.
Just go online, especially X, to see
Forefather,
what people are saying. Evidence people are
hold on.
coming out
Kenny,
with.
it's almost
Forefather,
impossible, bro.
forefather, let me tell you this, in America,
Mhm.
if you are not a citizen, even if you are given money, you will not agree to go there. For example, if you are green card, you know one day you apply for citizenship in this country. The way they will knock you, people don't even make attempt at this thing. They just come here and lie barefoot. They will just lie to people. People are watching. Stop lying. That's
This
Forefathers,
is
not
just
correct.
just Google this thing on Google right
no,
now and
not
share
saying
it
it's
for everybody to see.
not saying
So
it's an
that we see
absolute.
who lies.
It happens. There's
So that we see who is lying.
there's
All you see on the news is about
electoral
fraud. But
malpractices
let
and
me.
everything, okay? And electoral
Mm.
malpractices have been happening in the United States since forever. There's a certain incident I always bring on here since whenever we talk about this was the prevalence of something called the Cooping gangs in the early 19th century, which actually led to the death of the famous author Edgar Allan Poe, where back in the United States they will ply people with drinks and make them vote from polling booth to polling booth. Not saying it is impossible what you're saying, but it is almost impossible because the checks around it are enormous. They're numerous. Not saying they vote for voters don't cast their votes, but just think about this. Why must you have IDs? IDs The insistence of IDs disenfranchises a certain class of people, and this the people that are more financially stable, they know this. Black people are disenfranchised.
No. Why is
Brown
having
people
an
are
ID disenfranchising some certain
What
kind
if
of
they
people?
don't have the money to get it? What if they don't have
Everybody.
their
No,
documents? Hold
I
up.
speak the truth. Every soul in this country, be you a green card holder or a citizen, provided you are a citizen of this country or non-citizen, but you come to this country legally, you have a form of ID.
Listen
Provided
to
you
listen
come
to
to this
what I
country
said. Now
legally,
forget.
unless you are illegal.
Okay, so forget about people that had to take a plane in here. Now let's talk about people that have been here forever. People that
Exactly.
were brought here,
They have
indigenous
ID.
people.
No.
Every
Let's not
soul
do
has
this. You
ID.
They
can't
are
do this now. You can't
disenfranchised.
just start having conversation. This is not the day
Why
for
is it
that. We
every
don't have a
time I
long
try to
time.
explain
Because
But
something,
you
it's a
like to go
healthy
on. You like
conversation.
to have. I'm trying to close out, and you want to be having conversations.
He's just made a
Sorry,
claim,
let me
and
just
I'm
let
trying
me
to
let me just
explain
make a
something
This is
on.
not
service.
the
I'm
time.
So
I'm
trying to
keep
explain
telling you.
something on
Sorry.
birth. He's talking about immigrants. So there are two different classes of citizens in this country. So if he understands immigrant part, I'll tell him about the part of people that were born here and have been
Okay.
here for hundreds of years. And this is
Mm-hmm.
what I want to do. But if you want to cut me off, feel free to do it.
You,
And
have just, you can make it
easily.
concise now without me explaining the whole history. I'm
What
just
Now,
did
trying.
I say? That was a whole history.
Okay.
forefather,
I
let me
speak
Just
the
say,
truth.
hold on. Let me
just
say
sum
this.
it
Those
up.
people that you
I'm
are
I
trying to
referring
hold
to,
on.
explain
Hey,
people.
Jefferson, hold on. It's tomorrow.
I'll
Um,
say this and
I
I'll
was
go
trying to
away.
explain how
I
some
gave an
people have
example here.
those
difficulty
people
in
that you are
getting
referring to, right?
I
They went
didn't
to
refer to anybody
Kene,
else.
no.
hold on now.
Okay.
You are not. We are. See, you people are trying to force me to say those things that they say. There's nothing we are going to say that's going to change the world. I don't believe in it, by the way. There's something you could say that could change the world, but let's wait till tomorrow. We have to
He
close out
said
today.
people have everybody
Okay,
has IDs in
forefather,
here, and I'm
this is
trying to
my last
explain to
word,
you
and
how
I thank
people
you
that were even
for.
born here. There are people
I
that were
speak the
even
truth. I'm
born.
going to come to America and head you. This is getting out of control. Eh?
Forefather, this is
Leave
Let me
this
just
too
thing
finish.
much.
alone.
I will go away for
Forefather,
please.
Forefather,
1 minute,
sorry,
1 minute.
Forefather.
I just need
What
1
is
minute.
Can I
going
just
on
post
today?
her? She
One
said
thing.
she said
I want to say one
her
thing and I'll go
constituency
away.
refused
One,
to vote for her.
Let's allow KJ say
one.
and
KJ, speak.
says he's going to come.
Virginia,
You give me 1 minute.
Virginia have been under the democratic rule for almost 8 to 12 years now. Okay? Glenn Duncan just won the election to be governor for Republican. That means that the whole apparatuses that have been there have been set up by the Democratic Party. Two, one of the things he said in the court was that this register and the removal of within of this voters register have been done over the years by Democrats. Now he came and he wanted to do the same thing the Democratic governors have been doing, and then the DA they took him to court. The DAs were who? Is it not the Democratic Party that run the state before? So when we say Democratic Party, you are getting annoyed. Secondly, forefather, I want to give you an assignment. After we finish this program, go into the internet, look for what is the report that have come over the days since the election started in different states. Look at Ohio, look at California, look at Georgia, look at all the places. What's the other one? Texas. Okay, some of the major places. The three states that are that are the must win for each of the candidates. Look at the reports the individuals who went to vote are given. The places where people praise one candidate's name and the thing refuses to register, it registered another candidate. The place where people now register their candidate and then the ballot paper prints out a different person. Now, I'm lying, no, but please, you know how to do the internet. Go into the internet and search for yourself. That's all I will say. And I thank
Thank
you.
you.
Why? I'm a very bushman. I don't know.
Forefather,
You know everything.
no,
But
I'm not talking to you, KJ. Sorry. Forefather, 1 minute, please. I want to correct something.
Okay,
So,
take it
see,
1 minute.
Ekene just posted on the conversation now that this woman, her constituency called her
Again,
Olosho, they refused to vote for her. This
yeah.
is a woman that was a senator who voted for her. Forefather, it's on record today.
The same
Kamala
rigging that we're
Harris,
talking about is the
hold
same
on,
rigging that we're talking
let
about.
people speak.
Is the same rigging.
Kamala Harris, she is
We
the
are talking about
most
the same rigging.
qualified presidential candidate in the
No,
history of
she
America.
was not elected. She was
Come
never
on now,
qualified.
don't do that now. Don't do that.
Why was she
I
elected?
must say, I do admire her trajectory to office.
Forefather,
She
she is
does
the
have a
most
good trajectory.
qualified candidate in the history of United States of America ever. Quote me anywhere.
Forefather, why are you muting me now?
Don't listen to these
Who
people.
elected her?
Two people can't talk at
Who
the same
elected her primarily? Who elected her? Was she elected or was she forced on Democrats?
Who forced her? Who
No.
forced her?
Was she elected?
I beg, Benuso.
It's the same
She was a
irregularities that we're
running
talking
mate.
about.
She
She
was
was
a
never
running mate. I
elected.
don't know. See, it's part of the democratic process that you have a ticket. When you choose a vice presidential candidate, it's part of how you get elected.
Forefathers,
You know that now.
some were subdued so that she will be picked, and they were not happy with the system. They were not happy because
I
she
hear
was
that.
supposed to
Some
go
of them
through
will not be
primary
happy.
election. That is the constitution. That is the electoral constitution. She's
Clearly,
supposed to go through
no. It's not
electoral
true. It's not
vote,
true. You don't have to.
and she did not.
Please,
But
So
Biden did.
the
It was
democratic
part of
process
the ticket.
has been ridiculed by the Democrats,
Sorry.
and somebody is
Hold
here
on.
telling us that
AY,
she's qualified. What
why are
qualified
you
her?
saying this, Nakene? Why are you saying this? You know full well that if she wasn't even, let's say Biden got into office, something happens to Biden, God forbid, then she takes over as president. That is legal. If she can do that, hold on. If she can do that when he's running the American state, why can't she do that when he's
Biden
running
is
for
not
primary
even
and serving as a candidate?
agree. Biden did not even agree to that process. Biden it was a coup against the Biden and the Democrats.
Okay, now
He did not, and that was why
you are complaining more than the person that
please,
the coup
people
happened
are
against.
watching this channel.
No, somebody come here to tell us that she's qualified when she is not.
She is qualified.
No, she is not.
She has more qualification than Obama did when Obama became president.
No, Obama had a qualification because he passed through primary election
Obama
and he was
was not a
elected.
vice
He
president.
qualified. No, Obama was qualified. He went through that. You a vice president doesn't give you a straight ticket. Forefathers. There are other candidates that have
I
interest.
see what you mean. However, it was still the delegates that gave her that position. It wasn't any other.
No delegate. That is what we are saying. No delegate voted for her. There was nothing like voting.
Delegates voted for her.
No, forefathers, there was no. Ask AY to tell us where and how it happened.
Delegates confirmed her.
No, it was Obama. It was Obama and the Capitol that confirmed her against Biden. Actually, Biden wasn't happy with that.
Even Biden, they're supposed to confirm
Biden because of his mental decline. He was just robbed, and the guy was just crying. And that was why. Have you seen a video where Biden wore Trump's cap? He was not happy.
Forefather.
As soon as that happened, Biden was wearing Trump's MAGA cap.
We're supposed to be educating the people, but this
was not happy.
I told you they are deaf and dumb. You can't
we have democratic process, and people that have low IQ will never speak and think. People like AY with low IQ will never speak and think.
Calm down. I don't know what is it with you today.
Behave like
no, AY. You seem to know how to get on some people's nerves. You seem to know how to get on some people's nerves.
And you are giving him the opportunity.
Let's calm down before we close out. See, let me show you this. You see, Vice Presidential candidate Kamala Harris has been officially certified as the Democratic Party presidential nominee after the vast majority of delegates votes.
Where did that happen? That was the news. They can cook up any news and bring out. Where did that happen?
Oh, no.
Father said,
where did it happen?
With them.
Democrats are known for irregularities. Democrats are known for irregularities.
Kene, I'm beginning to respect you. See, Kene, you are a sensible person.
Just like I want you to understand something. You are not in America. Forefathers, you are not in America. Let me educate you. Forget these people. You see how APC. You see how APC is in Nigeria. That is how liberals are in this country.
I'm sorry, Kenny. I can't help you on this one. You are too passionate.
I'm not asking for help. I'm a one-man show. I don't ask for help for anybody. They are known for irregularities. We know that.
Look. Who is this Florence? Florence, I don't know. Why
Florence is a mouthpiece of the truth. She always speaks for
is there
she
no
always stands for the
conspiracy
truth.
theory, Florence, who is not supporting her?
Florence is part of them.
Florence is one lady that always stands
You
for the
have
truth.
to go
No
with
emotions
data. I
attached.
can show you 1,000 pages where they talk about the same thing.
For the truth.
Then she got the delegates. She has to get the delegates. You can't win anything without delegates.
Father, it did not happen in this country within Democrats. This never happened. Stop. I'm telling you something.
By God grace, she's
virtual
if you want to go back to Biafra Republic, you go
she
there.
will be our president. See,
yes,
she would be our president. Trump will be our president. Do you understand? Either of them, I don't care. Do you think I care?
Thank you, Kenny. Let's close up for today.
Look at this people.
Gentlemen,
The only thing is that I don't go for
calm down
government
now. Let's
assistance.
close out today now. We are going to talk more tomorrow. Today, even not tomorrow again.
I don't care about government assistance. So whoever that wins is fine.
Let's reserve our
it's for those that care about government assistance that will be crying that Trump is going to win because they are going to lose those government assistance.
Calm down.
It's for lazy people.
Republicans go for government assistance.
Kelen was not here. We are talking about Nigerians, so he was
lazy
not
people
here.
are afraid that Trump is going to win.
Kenny,
calm down. He knows how to unmute that is Mike.
Republican voters and registered Republicans actually go for more government assistance than any other group in this country.
Thank you, gentlemen. I really appreciate you.
I don't know that.
Coming in. I really appreciate you for coming in. Can you people let me? Jesus Christ, what is wrong with our people today? You guys really like to get along with each other, but we are going to have
before you close the show, please.
Jago is not here. Jago has left.
Okay.
The reason why I removed Jago was because he was being highly disruptive, and I don't have the energy to be containing him each time. Whenever I tell him to wait, he wants to shout at you. He wants to talk at you. It's like I won't be able to talk about anything else. So he was being disruptive. Jago, now you're my man. I like Jago. Jago is very, very well. For somebody that is well spoken, he gets frustrated very easily. It's very well spoken. I don't understand. You are very well spoken. Articulate your points cleanly. Neatly, you don't have to joust me all the time and just keep harassing me left and right. It's not every day I have all the energy under the face of the sun. Some days I like today I will pick you out. I don't have energy.
Be like I speak.
Forefather, you were very annoyed.
Forefathers, what you did to Jagun is not good. Let's be frank.
It's not good.
The first time you removed him, the guy did nothing. You removed him. He did nothing. Absolutely nothing wrong.
He did something.
You removed him.
Why do people always say then nobody did anything wrong? You don't see what the person did wrong, but he did something wrong.
But it wasn't a major. He was just talking and then he cursed, but it wasn't like he was cursing at nobody.
He was being disruptive.
He was against me, and I'm telling you that he did nothing. He was the one he was attacking me, and I'm the one telling you that he did anything wrong.
An anarchist. You like chaos. See, imagine if you.
No, I don't like chaos. No.
Yeah, are you sure?
No. I just I stand for I stand against injustice. Everybody know that. I stand against immorality. I stand against immorality. I stand against irregularities. I stand against nonsense. If you understand, I just stand against anything against God. I stand against that thing.
You stand for Trump.
Anything that is against God, I stand against that thing.
When can you believe in something, don't listen to him on that.
You understand?
When can he analyzes something, you can listen to him. But once he believes in something, his analysis flies away.
Before I believe in something, I've already did my homework. So there's no going back. Yes, before I believe in something,
didn't get
like today, Kulata was saying something, and I just woke up from sleep. I signed in and I saw what Kulata was writing, and I started speaking against Kulata. On a second thought, I went back and I made a size. I came back and I agree with Kulata that Kulata was right.
Oh, Kenny, let me ask you a question.
Okay, don't ask him any question. And I'm still talking about Jagun before we close out.
Can I check
let me say this to Jagun. Jagun, you know you are welcome here all the time. But please,
these are very analytical people. I know them. They are very
come on now.
Kenny, do you believe in reincarnation?
You see that one is started. I'm going to close the show now.
Oh yeah, of course.
Close the show. I'll
you're
go
gonna
take this
come
people
back.
back. You
You're
see,
gonna
they
come
don't
back
listen.
as a
They don't
redneck.
listen to me.
No,
These
no,
people,
no.
Fofana,
they're not listening to me. See how
Then
they are
I'll come back
behaving.
as what? I'll come back as what?
As a
Hold
redneck.
on, hold on.
as a liar.
No, I want
That's
to hear.
I'm going to
I
put
speak the
people
truth.
backstage. Oh, ah,
Fofana,
I said you
Fofana,
come back. You
Fofana,
come
if you
back as a
watch Kene, any
back as a
small thing
hold
get
on, wait,
trigger.
why?
He
I
cannot
said
hold discussion. I don't know why.
AY, wait.
okay,
He's saying
okay.
something.
I
Let
said
me greet the
you're
people
gonna
that
come
came
Fofana,
to
back.
he's saying
watch.
something now.
I need to
I said
salute
you
the people that
come
came
back.
to
A
watch the
second.
show.
Oh my god.
Jefferson,
I said
Kelechi.
you're gonna come back as a
It's very
redneck.
important.
As a
It's not
redneck.
that important. You can
It's
tell him
important to
later.
me.
I
Leave
speak the
him.
truth. You
He
can
does
tell
it
him
to me
later.
all the time. Just
Okay, I will come back as a redneck.
yeah.
You see why I like I
Is there
speak the
something?
truth.
Is there
If
something
he
worse
has
than redneck?
this one is worse. He doesn't let it.
Nah,
Kene,
I'm
I'll
not
put
gonna
you
say it.
backstage. Oh. Eh? You see, the difference between Kene talking while I'm online, that's when I'm asking to stop, I mute him. He doesn't just come and attack me. So if you do that to Jago, he will attack you. Like, how dare you try to stop me? It's like I'm trying to moderate. It frustrates somebody because then I can't even try to get some other person to talk. So, Jago, you know you're my man. We have fought 1,000 fights on this panel. Just when you're coming on, try to help me. Not always try to make life difficult for me when I'm trying to moderate and telling me how to moderate and shouting at me when I try to calm you down or have some other person speak. You're like, oh, I have to have my turn. No, you don't do that. We've had this meeting. You agreed to it. How now you come here on stage and abandon me in code violation and expect me to just accept it like that? It's not like that. And people, people watch this stuff and they are not happy that sometimes I'm not acting, taking authority and just telling people not to do some of the things that they are doing. I like to enable people to speak and more freely, but I also like to have energy to be able to do that. Don't fight me in the process of doing that. So let me greet the people that came in. Tracy Jacobin, I see you there. Guy
Fofana, you
Onwalele,
didn't
I
give
see
me
you
enough
there.
time to speak.
Jefferson, I know
You were
he
just
appears.
maltreating me today.
I didn't. You see, you are a troublemaker. AY is a troublemaker. He just does it in a stylish
That's why
way.
Kele is
He
scared
does
of
it in a
me.
stylish way. Jefferson,
Me scared of
Kelechi,
Kele
you.
is
You are
Kele is
my
my
younger
boy,
brother now. Why
Sha.
will I be
Fumio
scared
is
of my
there.
younger brother?
Kele is
Uh-huh.
my
No,
boy.
Fumi, you
I will
call
not
me a
treat you
liar.
bad.
Where did I lie? Fumi, called me a liar today. Every day she's calling me a liar, to be fair. This is not new anymore.
No,
But today, what lie did I
She's
tell
a
today
strong
now?
woman. She's our Kamala
Sometimes,
Harris of
sometimes
Nigeria.
Fumi is right. Sometimes he's right. She's only
She's
wrong when
always
she's
right.
attacking Kene.
I be
Do you
returned.
understand?
Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. I be returned. Florence O has
Oh, I mean, I stand
969.
up against injustice. Sorry, maybe in my sleep. I stand up against injustice.
He says that's a joke of all time that you started up against it. KJ shots video. KJ shot video. Yeah, for me or everybody,
Hey,
I can't
KJ,
spy man.
the master
Remember to
propagandist.
subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Dr. Damages True Niger and Iroko Post TV. This channel is going to be moving to Iroko Post TV by the new year. So by the new year, don't expect to come to Damages to view the channel. You're going to see it from Iroko Post TV. And also remember to subscribe to True Niger if you have not done that. We are going to see you later on today to discuss some of all this stuff we've talked about here. This is just a taster and more like a headlines response. Dr. Damages will be here. He will cover it in more in depth. He will share more videos and more evidence. I really hope that these children, they are allowed home. This bill is rubbish. They are allowed home and they should be allowed to go home and go back to their families and compensated actually, because they are malnourished.
Oh, Fofana, the Attorney General of the Federation has actually dismissed that case. Like
I'm
what you
not
said,
surprised.
that they
I'm not
need,
surprised.
they need to be compensated, not only allow them
I'm
to
not
go.
surprised. I thought the person was saying nothing's
If
going to
I
happen.
were them, their parents, I will sue the government. I will sue
That
their
kind of stuff can bring government down. It goes
you
deep.
go sue them. Yeah. That's evil, pure evil. When people like Kenneth support something like that, you
Now,
wonder
can we
where they
replicate
started.
them? No, can we replicate them in the Southeast
This is my problem
the
with you.
Southeastern youth that
If it happened
protested
in
and they were
Southeast, we
arrested?
say
They are still
different
today.
things.
Still today, they are still in the jail.
It's lying. It's
They are
lying.
still in
It's
the prison.
lying.
Can they be released as well?
It's lying.
Do you understand?
If it is true,
Can we replicate them in the
Close the
see
show
Southeast?
that,
before.
if you have evidence of that, let's see them.
Yeah,
He's lying.
They're not in the
He's
in
a
jail.
liar.
We're going to do it
They're in
later
the
on.
jail.
We're going to do it later on today. McEnely, I think I missed
You
McEnely.
understand?
I see you there too. McEnely, Nwachukwu,
You see,
Oga,
you see,
Kulata.
you see,
I see
you
all of
see,
you
you
here.
see. Jefferson said
And
Kene will never support that. Go and watch the video. You are the same like Kene.
thank
IPOB.
you all. And
It's the
Soji
same.
Adamo, I see you there, Soji
There's
Adamo.
no point
Yeah,
attacking people.
Really
AY.
I know.
Learn to have an argument without attacking.
Yeah.
Learn that.
What did you say? Oh my God, you guys are a joke today, man. Welcome and thank you all for joining us till tomorrow or later on today. Join us to come and view Dr. Damages, and so that we'll cover these topics in more detail. And thank you all for joining us. Bye.